I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good, man? Apologize for being late. Windows 11. Bruh. Windows 11. Really? Anyway. And yeah, man, I'm frustrated, man. I wanted to try to get in a little bit early, man, to talk this Knicks talk, man, and bruh. Anyway, how y'all doing out there? How y'all doing this morning? Michael Hansen, I see you. Danny Landis. What's good? Quiet Money is in the building. Soul Fanger. What's good? What's good? Maverick Mach 5, what's good? The Cayente Kid is in the building. What's good? Yo, I got some stuff, man. I'm frustrated, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I ain't even gonna, man, listen. I'm frustrated, but I'm also happy at the same time. I'm jotting down some stuff so I won't forget. All right. So first of all, let me get to a thing that got me hot, right, about last night's game. Let me get to a thing that has me hot about last night's game. DSJ, what's good? Mario Mo's in the building. Canal Bond Lawyer, what's good? I got to get to what's got me hot about last night's game, right? And I know we all have seen this thing a million times. I don't care. Let's talk about it, though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Eli M, what's good? I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this right here from Eli M, but I want to talk about last night's game. What I want to talk about is RESPECT, right? The game played out last night, and in a way where you know the Knicks don't get RESPECT. Infamous New King is in the building. What's good? So I want to open up the chat, but let me get these things off my chest real quick because I don't know if I'll get a chance to get to them otherwise, right? So I just want to get these things off my chest. Billy Donovan drew up an excellent play at the end of the game to get Zach LaVine a mismatch on Taj Gibson. However, the screen that Vucevic set on RJ Barrett was a dirty screen and a moving screen. Justin King, what's good? Man, listen. Vucevic was doing the electric slide on that screen that he set on RJ Barrett. And I know you guys are going to say, but Uncle Freezy, listen, a win is a win. You know, we should be glad. Nah, man. Referees, blow your doggone whistle, man. Adele Chapman is in the building. What's good? the screen Vucevic set on RJ Barrett. Bro, on the screen, I don't care if it's in the game, beginning of the game, middle of the game, whatever, right? Paris Duggar, what's good? That screen he set on RJ Barrett to get the mismatch was moving and dirty and illegal, in my opinion, right? RJ Barrett proved to me on that screen that he is a great defender. Vucevic moved one way and grabbed RJ Barrett and hugged him. When you get a chance, go back and look at it. Right? RJ Barrett proved to me on that play that he is a threat around the league as a defender. Because you don't draw up a play. Hey, Free Keith, what's good? You don't draw up a play like that, and then the guy have to grab the defender in order for your man to get open. Zach LaVine is probably the best athlete in the league. And you have to have your big man grab RJ Barrett for him to get open, for you to get the mismatch on Taj, and he gonna doggone double pump at the rim when he dunk. Zach LaVine, you got something coming. Because your man's got juked by RJ and moved to set a screen. He grabbed RJ Barrett and held him so that Taj Gibson would be isolated on a wing player, right? Here's the second part of that. Hey, Stafford Don, what's good? Steph, hey, so here's the other part of that, right? Why was Derrick Rose on the floor? What is this? Derrick Rose, a defender? Where's Quentin Grimes? Tibbs, where's Quentin Grimes? Because you got Derrick Rose out there, right? You got Derrick Rose out there. And if we get the ball back, they're going to foul you anyway. You don't need an offensive facilitator out there, Tibbs. You told me these dudes was going to be situational. Where is Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes at? If these guys are as good of defenders as their reputations say, why are they not out there in defensive situations? Why is Derrick, offensive facilitator / scorer, is out on the floor when Quentin Grimes could have been out there for defense? I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated at the refs. I'm frustrated at Tibbs. I'm frustrated that dude. I started to use a homophobic slur for Zach LaVine, but I don't do that. Y'all know me. Y'all know my heart. Y'all know me. Y'all know how I am, bro. I love everybody, so I ain't even gonna go there. It went almost. I'm frustrated that the Knicks don't get RESPECT. Right? I'm frustrated, man. It don't make sense, bro. It don't make sense. You got guys on your bench that have defensive reputations, and you put out Derrick Rose. What are we doing? You put Derrick Rose out there. That's why when the draft happened, I was like, yo, go get you a hot upside guy that you can keep on the bench and with superstar potential. But the Knicks went out and got role players that they can use, except they won't use them. You drafted guys for certain roles, and when it comes time for you to use them in them roles, you don't use them. Why is Miles McBride on the bench? Why is Quentin Grimes on the bench when you need defensive stops from wing players? It's not like they small forward. I'm sorry, not small forward. It's not like they had bigs that was going to be crucial in a mismatch. You know how I know? Because Vucevic had RJ Barrett on him. Remember a few minutes ago, I said Vucevic hugged RJ Barrett. They didn't go to Vucevic with RJ Barrett on him. Tibbs, what are you doing? It's frustrating me. And Julius Randle, what are you doing? And listen, I've been saying this all summer long, and the season is here now, right? I've been saying this all season long, all off season long, and now the season is here. I told y'all last season, the Chicago Bulls unlocked the key to Tibbs' defense and how to play Julius Randle. I said that. I told y'all, and I explained it play by play, that the ice defense against Chicago was going to give up corner threes. And guess what? The corner three last night killed us. I explained it so much that I don't want to doggone talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't want to talk about the corner three that the ice pick and roll defense give up against the Bulls. I don't. Chris B, what's good? Randle, and this is not a thing. Randle did not just miss 2 free throws in this game. If you remember, 6 games ago, he missed 2 crucial free throws against the Washington Wizards, and he redeemed himself by hitting a game winner. Luckily, our memories are short, right? Julius Randle choked against the Washington Wizards in the preseason. That's why he had to hit the game winner at the end of that game. Julius Randle, yesterday's almost loss is on you. That's on you. Because if you hit if Julius Randle, first of all, if Julius Randle hits one of those free throws, it's a 2-point game, right? And Levine and the other guy, DeRozan, have decisions to make. Do they shoot? Do they try to make 2-pointers or 3-pointers? Do they go for the tie or the win? Right? In that situation, one basket wins it. Why am I frustrated after a win? I'm frustrated after a win for 2 things. We get no RESPECT, right? We could have iced that game numerous times. Chicago, the Bulls hit us with their best punch 10 or 12 times, and we kept a 10-point lead. Then the end of the game comes when teams put pressure on you. And your ball handlers have to be at their best. And your offense has to make crucial buckets. Right? And we didn't do that. We didn't do that. Where was Julius Randle? Where was RJ Barrett? Why did the Knicks go away from RJ Barrett when RJ Barrett had 18 points in the third quarter? Why did the Knicks go away from RJ Barrett when he had 18 points in the third quarter on 7 of 11 shooting? They went back to him later and he finished 7 for 15. I think this team has a thing where they don't want this kid to become something. This is the same conversation we had last year. Every time RJ Barrett started cooking, somebody else started shooting. Every time RJ Barrett start cooking, somebody else need touches. Julius Randle start cooking, nobody need touches. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, Knicks fans? Because this is not just an anomaly here. Julius Randle choking at the free throw line. This thing, it makes you nervous because sometimes he's straight, sometimes he's not. Right? Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. But in a uncertainty, doubt creeps into all of our minds, bro. The most egregious thing of all, the Vucevic screen on RJ Barrett was the most egregious. Blow your whistle. Right? I know you want to let players decide the outcomes, right? But y'all almost let their player decide the outcome. Hard Will was good. I just had to get this off my chest, man. Because I know y'all ready to come in here with sunshines and rainbows. I know y'all ready sunshine and rainbows and butterflies and cotton candies and unicorns and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all ready to start letting balloons go in the air and start sharing bubble gum and candy and stuff. But I had to get this stuff off my chest. This team won't be a number 1 seed until they start getting RESPECT across the league from everybody. This game last night, the Knicks should have won by 18, 19 points. Because the Bulls were giving this Knicks team the best they had and couldn't chip away at a 12-point lead. On their floor, an undefeated team on their floor on some kind of weird player appreciation night. They could not rally through 3.5 quarters against the Knicks until the Knicks started getting a lack of respect. All right, I'm going to throw the link in the chat, man. Y'all come in here with y'all cotton candy and rainbows, y'all unicorns, and y'all cotton candy and bubble gum and merry-go-rounds and all that stuff, letting balloons off in the air and laying on your back looking at the clouds, all that stuff. So Free Keith said, we would have lost that game last season. Stop it. No, we ain't stopping it, bro. The roster was different. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come with some hard stuff, Free Keith. Don't be coming in here soft, bro. Free Keith, don't be coming in here finger rolling against Mutombo, bro. How you gonna say we would have lost that game last season and our starting point guard was Elfrid Payton? Come on, man. If the roster was the same and we lost this game last season, I would have co-signed with you. But come on. Enzo, what's good? Enzo, we 4-1, man. We are 4-1, right? But we're a Zab Judah 4-1. We're not a Floyd Mayweather 4-1. Chris B is like, Chris B is like, yo, Uncle Freezy, tell me how you really feel. Paris Duggan, you right. You right. The refs did swallow their whistle, bro. Bro, you got to call these joints, man, because if that was Mitch that set a screen like that on Levine, y'all have been in here crying. I'd have had to buy some stocking Kleenex. The chat would have been like, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. But then it's the other team that do it. We like, nah, man, we ain't worried about it. Bro, we don't get RESPECT. Period. Period. Quiet Money says, Uncle Freezy, I understand you, but we need a little more evolution from Tibbs. Bro, why in a defensive chess, not defensive, but in a chess match when you are on the defense, why do you have your defensive stoppers on the bench? You rolling out Derrick Rose. You rolling out Derrick Rose. Who Derrick Rose gonna defend? Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose, I like you, bro. I like you. But your defense is not equivalent to Quentin Grimes. How about that? How about we keep things in perspective? Derrick Rose's defense is not equivalent to Quentin Grimes. How about that? Yeah. That's explosive, bro. The Caliente Kid says, LOL, you right, but I'm happy we got the win. Yeah, I'm excited, right, about these W's, right? But what frustrates me is as easily as the Knicks are 4-1, we could be 1-4. As easily as the Knicks are 4-1 right now, we could be 1-4. The Celtics game was not a given, right? Orlando beat us. You know what? I take that back. As easily as we're 4-1, we could be 2-3. Because Philly didn't have a shot. Our defense smothered and choked Philly out. They ain't had no fight. So the Philly game was a dub regardless. Because we put defense on Philly, we choked them out. We took their will. Right? Quiet Money says Tibbs has trust issues. And listen, I don't want to sound like I'm raining on somebody's parade, but bro, listen, how you gonna not blow the whistle on the Vucevic screen? He was dancing with the stars. Come on, man. Bro, okay. Chris B, I see you. Listen, I understand where you're coming from. I think we are overreacting. It's 5 games. We got to get better, yes. But the plus is that we are winning. When game 20 get here and we start losing these games because of the stuff we're pointing out right now, y'all going to be like, blame Tibbs for everything. When we can address this stuff early and correct it early, is what I'm saying. When you need a defensive stop, Derrick Rose is not the first name that comes to my mind. What about you? I'm just pointing out what I think is the obvious. This Bulls team should not even be in the same zip code with us. And it was on full display last night. The Bulls, I watched the NBA TV game with the Bulls announcers, right? And they were down by 10, and you can hear the relief in their voice when they were down by 12. They knew they should be down by 20. They knew it. Man, y'all listen to the New York side. I watch the Chicago side, right? Chicago, you can hear the relief in their voice. Wow, we were only down by 12. Maybe we can put a run together. Come on, man. I'm talking to Knicks fans right now. The Bulls announcers were like, oh my God, the All-Star Julius Randle. We hope he doesn't get it going. I heard them with my own ears. The Bulls announcers like, oh my God, we figured out a way to slow down Randle. We just hope he doesn't get it going. Bruh, I'm telling you. Bruh, okay. I'm telling y'all now that the Knicks don't get RESPECT. And it's game 5, like y'all just said. But at game 40, I don't want to hear y'all like, man, we don't get no call. I don't want to hear it. I'm telling y'all now. And y'all like, but we won though. Right. Just like Tango ran the block until Frank got fed up. Tango ran the block until Frank got fed up. When Frank got fed up, it was over. Fabian Williams said, hey, look, he heard the same thing. I'm telling you, who am I talking to, man? I'm talking to somebody. Man, who am I talking to? I'm talking to somebody, but I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody, but I don't know who. I'm looking around for the person who am I talking to, man? I can't, but who am I talking to? The Bulls announcers were like, I'm glad we're only down 14. Bruh, come on. Tibbs outfoxed Billy Donovan for 3.5 quarters. Bruh. Oh boy, here come my conscience. Okay.
Top of the morning.
It was good, man.
You know, it's funny you're saying this, but I distinctly remember last season on the Knicks at Night show, this was exactly the same complaint I had. The referees not giving us the calls that we deserve. There are blatant misses on calls.
Right.
I talked about the moving screen that was set in a game against the Warriors last season.
Right.
And I gave prime examples of how
and
that's such a constant.
And the Portland game with Lillard. Oh my! And the Portland game.
The refs had to apologize. And my thing is, are you going to run it back? Take your apology and fix the problem.
Right.
Because I can't say what I really want to say on there right now.
Right. Bro, I'm not, listen, man, I'm not knocking the win because at the end of the day, I feel like every time a team wake up, the first thing on their mind should be winning. Right? I think when you go to sleep, you should be dreaming about winning. When you wake up, you should be thinking about winning. Right?
Yeah.
That's my philosophy when it comes to that, man. Hey, Chris. Oh shoot. Hey, it's the other Chris B. Hey, Chris B, what's good? Right? But my thing is this Knicks team won't be a 50-win team if they get calls, if the games get called like they got called last night. Right?
Well, do you think sports media plays a factor in that? Because look at the fact that, again, the Vegas odds. Now, by definition of improvement, Alfred Payton is not better than Kemba Walker.
No.
Reggie Bullock has never been a starter in any part of his career. Evan Fournier has always been a starter. And yet somehow they don't think we'll improve. They actually think we'll do worse than we did last season.
Right. Right.
Then on top of that, you have the analysts that always go on TV, and the first thing they want to do is slander the Knicks. They call it a fluke. I mean, look at the fact that the game that we played against Philly last on Tuesday.
Right.
All you heard from Charles Barkley was the Knicks aren't for real. It was a fluke season. They overachieved.
Right.
That's the conversation that they have.
Right.
And for me, I'm looking at the fact that, again, without a superstar or at least a notable name that you can sit here and say, well, you know, he's marketable.
Right.
These are the type of things that's going to happen. We're going to have to grit and grind all the time. We have to establish our dominance against the team, or these are the things that are going to happen. Blown calls, missed calls,
Right.
and it can eventually cost us the wins, you know? So at the end of the day, I just feel like this is basically the same argument I've been having for years. And even with the notable name like Carmelo Anthony, we still wasn't getting calls.
No, we wasn't getting calls during the Melo. What? Getting calls? The Melo years?
I'll never forget the game, April 2013 against Miami Heat. Tyson Chandler goes up for a dunk in the fourth quarter. And LeBron James literally pulls his arm. So he pulls Tyson Chandler down to block the shot.
Yep.
No call. On the other side, it was a clear miss of a swipe from J.R. Smith. And they blow the whistle. He gets upset. He gets a tech.
Right. Right.
Those are the things that they do to us on purpose, in my personal opinion.
Right. Right. Is that the LeBron James assassination game? Where Tyson Chandler set the screen and LeBron James felt like he got assassinated?
Yeah.
And Baron Davis blew out his knee in the game. Yeah.
Same game. Yep.
Yeah. It's what it is, man. Tyson Chandler set a screen on LeBron. LeBron fall down like he got his back blown out from 2 feet away. You know, like he Ricky from Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? They damn near kicked Tyson Chandler out of the game. And then my man come back, get up like ain't nothing happened.
He looked like John Wick getting hit by that taxi cab in the second movie.
Yeah.
It was
blessed
ridiculous.
morning, fellas.
Hey, Staffordon, what's good?
Staffordon, what's good, Dread?
Yo, everything good and all, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Blessed morning to the chat. Uncle Freezy, Delano Steele Jr., Quiet Money, everybody in the chat. Was a great night last night. Even though it was an ugly win, I'll still take it.
Right.
My assessment on the game. We need to take more ownership in the last 2 minutes. We don't look. Randall, that's my boy, but sometimes you frustrate me, man. You frustrate me a lot of times, bro. And we can't have you bringing up the ball in crunch time, and then you almost lose it. Either I think you lost it, or we end up recovering the ball. So we need Kemba to take over, or Julius Randle, or Derrick Rose in the fourth quarter, take care of the ball, so we could close these games out. Because this is like almost the third game in a row we almost lost.
Right.
Giving up 10-point leads and 13-point leads is unacceptable.
Right.
So kudos to RJ Barrett. I don't want to hear no more RJ Barrett slander. I
Right.
told y'all he was going to come into his game. He's going to find his shot whenever it comes. And he did that. Kimba, he did his thing, right? They said that how he probably couldn't make 5 more threes again, and he did it last night again.
Right.
Kemba is getting into his groove. He is going to be a dangerous player for us, Freezy. And as usual, we go through the Mitchell Robinson scare every game. You know,
Right.
but salute to Mitch, man. He did a good job. As soon as he got back injured and he came in, he got a great swat, a great block, and it was transitioned to a basket. So you see how valuable Mitchell Robinson is to our team.
Right.
So
Right.
overall, it was an ugly win, Freezy. Take it on to New Orleans. We can't take them for granted.
Right.
And
But we
let's go
will.
Knicks.
Right. Hey, you know what? You know what this game was like? It was like back in the day, long, 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 long time ago. Long time ago. Long, long, long time ago. Right, long time ago when Uncle Freezy was dating. Right. This is way before, you know what I'm saying, Miss Mocha. Long, 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 long time ago. When you go pick up your girl for the date, you know what I'm saying, you got your ride. It's a hoopty, but you got it clean. You know what I'm saying? You go out, you go on a date, you have a good time, the vibe is right, all these things. And on the way home, back to her crib, you get a flat tire. Right? At her house. You get a flat tire. Right? So everything went well. Everything went well and all that. So everything went good. At the end of the night, you got a flat tire. You're like, oh man, the date went well, but now I got a flat tire. That's what it felt like to me. This game here could have had the opportunity for us. We had the opportunity to rest our starters, take minutes off of Kemba and Derrick Rose, right? Go into a situation where the New Orleans Pelicans are wounded. They have a great wing player too, and you know who's going to guard them? RJ Barrett, right? And we could go in there but now we done played another high leverage game. Now we have more stress minutes on Kemba and Derrick Rose.
But you know what, Freezy? In a sense, I gotta blame it a little bit on Tibbs and Randall because they have this love affair for each other, and that's fine. But at the ending of games, he has to know when not to give Randall the ball and let Rose or Kemba handle it in the last 2 minutes.
Stephadon, this game shouldn't have been close. You know why? RJ Barrett was cooking through 3 quarters, right? And as soon as RJ Barrett started really feeling it, they went away from him and then struggled to score. So how do you go away from your hot hand and then struggle to score?
I guess
I know Kimba carried it. I know Kimba did his thing. I know the chat gonna go crazy. What about
well,
Kimba? You didn't see the game? Yes, I watched the game. I was right here with y'all. Come on.
yeah, but Freezy got to understand at the same time too, the team wasn't hitting shots. Also, Chicago wasn't hitting shots. So in a sense, we were lucky also too.
Right.
You know, I think it was Derrick Rose always, man, got to come up with the big shot. You
Right.
know, to get us out that funk, that drought when we don't score,
Right.
right? And then our most valuable player misses 2 free throws. Then on top of it, he had a chance to grab a rebound with 14 seconds left and dribble out the clock and said he wanted to put it up, and he didn't even make the layup.
Right.
So, you know, as I said, it was an ugly win. We still got the win, but these are the things that Tom and Julius need to sit down, and Kemba need to sit down and talk about. Listen, when is the last 2 minutes of crunch time? I need to handle the ball and initiate the offense and
Right.
let Randall get to his sweet spots. right? And if we just need to bounce off each other and swing the ball,
Right.
that's how it needs to be. But we do not need Randall in crunch time bringing up the ball, or
Right.
even in a free throw situation, because you see he can't make free throws under pressure,
Right.
and that's my dog now, Randall, my boy,
I love him. Love him. Love him.
right? But in that particular case, he should not have gotten the ball. It should have been either Evan, Kemba, even quickly could have came off the bench to shoot 2 free throws.
Right.
So Tibbs got to know what he's doing. So I'm putting a little blame on both of them.
All right. So here's so I gotta say something right now, and I know people are gonna crucify me for this too, but I gotta put it out there. I think Emmanuel quickly is taking a step backwards.
Yeah. I think what it is not that he's necessarily taking a step backwards. I think he's trying to learn a definitive position now. You notice the fact that, again, just off the way that they were playing in summer league preseason, the ball was directed through him. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get him to actually be a point guard.
Right.
The problem with that is, again, while you're still trying to establish that, you have so many people telling you what to do that you at some point say, okay, I don't know what to do, because I'm listening to Kemba, but I'm also listening to Rose, and I'm also listening to Tibbs, and I'm listening to the development coaches, because that's my job. But at the end of the day, you're telling me like seven different things for one task.
Right.
Who do I listen to?
Right. Right.
Because they all hold some level of cachet. But as far as the Randall thing, or why they go away from RJ, is because Randall is the highest paid player. With great salary comes great responsibility.
Right.
Right.
That's the real issue. Because again, it happens too often. I mean, it's been happening really since RJ's been on the team. When RJ gets it going, especially in the third quarter, what will end up happening is they'll either bench him for a long period of time, or they'll just completely go away from him in the offense. Initially, it was Alfred Payton doing it because Alfred Payton was controlling the ball. Well,
Right.
last season, Randall was controlling the ball a lot more. And they still was doing the same thing. It was still the same situation. So I feel like what it is the highest paid player has to assume the most responsibility. And in doing so, these are the times when, again, look at the fact that he was so close to a triple double. What were they
Right.
doing? They were feeding Randall the ball so he could get the
Right.
assist, so he could get the triple double.
Right. Right.
Let me address something in the chat, Breezy. I mean, look, we're just having a conversation. I know we're not acting like we weren't in court, but this is just our reactions and opinions about the game. We're not being official. We're just pointing out the obvious that we think necessary, that we need to see change. We all love the team, and as I always say, the end goal is a championship. So it's just a conversation. All right, chat. Game for life. Booker D is just a conversation.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Uncle Peasy.
that's Steph Adon opinion on it. I got a different one. so Parish Duggar, thank you for your hospitality, bro. Yeah, thank you for your gracious contribution. I said hospitality. I meant to say gracious contribution. I'm sorry. He said, "Great night in Chicago. We won. The whole Knicks team went to a tile restaurant in Chicago afterwards with tips for dinner." Hey, man. What I'm saying is, so for one, I don't know what Hard Will talking about. I need some clarity. And two, Free Keith must be off today. He must have a 3-day weekend because he mad mellow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to that. He probably got on some. I don't know. Today probably. I don't know. Right. But with Stafford said, listen, I'm being real with you. I'm telling you what was on my mind and what's in my heart right now. The Vucevic screen was illegal, and they should have called it an illegal screen. and he held RJ Barrett. So they can get an elite athlete ISO'd on Taj Gibson. Zach LaVine went by Taj Gibson as if he was just standing still. Right? Why was Taj on the floor? Whatever. I don't care. I don't care.
So Uncle Freeze, I'm at work. I just wanted to chime in for a little bit. Are we gonna have a watch along tomorrow for New Orleans game tomorrow night?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right.
In the Knicks at Night podcast tonight, probably about 10:30.
Okay. So hit me on the text. Let me know the details. If you need to talk to me, you know how you can reach me.
We got to buzz the hotline, bro, because we got some ideas and we need to make some progress on what you mentioned to me before.
All right, no problem. So just be safe, my brothers. Delano Seal Jr. It's a pleasure, Freezy.
Yep.
It's a blessing in the chat. Take care of yourselves. Gotta go get this money. Peace out,
Get
brothers.
money.
Stay safe out there, brother.
All right, man. Best.
Top Notch T, what's good? What's good with you?
If you haven't
let me
already,
see.
please do yourself a favor, hit the like button, share the stream on your social media platforms, and let's kind of get this thing going. You know what I'm saying? The more people we reach out there, the more people we inviting in, the bigger the, you know what I'm saying, the channel grows, and you know, all this hard work that Uncle Freezy puts in, you know what I'm saying, gets reciprocated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey, Booker D, exactly. You exactly right, Booker D. When you're doing a watch along, give better updates with the score and how much time is left. I'll be trying to do that, right? But cats are so excited and they talk over you during the thing. You gotta be like, yo, be quiet. It's not like the morning drive, bro. It's a different format. A watch along is we watching the game together. And we trying to provide updates for those that are not able to watch the game. But instead, cats be jumping up and down and celebrating and talking all over each other and everything. So yeah, Booker D, you exactly right, bro. The other night I had to be like, yo, y'all be quiet so I can you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
You know what I found funny though, in regards to the game yesterday? They were letting us get physical all up until the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, that's when you started to see, okay, let's reel it back in, guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm wondering again, like I said, if this is a matter of if Chicago was up, would they still have let us play like, you know, as free as they did, you know, as physical as we were playing, or would they have still try to corral it in like they did? You know what I'm saying? It was us when it was us holding the lead.
Yeah. So yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that. I saw the officiating come back towards the middle. When the Bulls, it just coincided with the Bulls comeback. But you know what though? I don't want to say the officials got the Bulls back in the game. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that because I want to give the Bulls credit for being a good team. But they were on the ropes, bro. That game could have went either way. Either we could have won a close game, or we could have just blew the brakes off them, and we won a close game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because even you can look at DeMar DeRozan going back to the sideline, like, dog, this is crazy. I gotta work this hard for all my buckets.
Right.
I gotta work this hard just to get a shot. This is crazy.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, and for those just for those that think I may be overstating stuff, right? I want to point out some stuff, right? So the Chicago Bulls in the 4 games before us, right? And well, I'll go all the way back to the preseason, right? Chicago Bulls were undefeated in the preseason. They beat the Cavs 131-95. The Pelicans 121-85. The Cavs again 102-101. They beat Memphis 118-105. Right at the beginning of the season, they beat Detroit, a wounded Detroit, 94-88. They beat the Pelicans 128-112. Right at home. Right. They beat the Pistons again 97-82. They beat the Raptors 111-108, and that game wasn't even that close. That game wasn't even that close. The Raptors rallied back from the depths of hell to make that game close. Right? Morocco Joe, what's good?
What's poppin'? What's good? Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Freezy.
Hey, man.
What up, Joe?
Hey, so I'm breaking down the way the Chicago Bulls have a talented offensive team, bro. That's what I'm getting at. And for us to hold them to 103, it's not a fluke, bro. You can't say Chicago just missed shots and Chicago this and Chicago that. Bro, you got it. Man, we held them to 42.9% shooting. They got 22 free throws and made 20 of them. Right? What I'm saying is this team is talented, man, on offense. And we smothered them.
You know who else we got to thank for last night's win? Joakim Noah. I have a feeling that he was in the locker room blessing the Bulls locker room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting them, quote unquote, ready for the game.
Right.
God bless the trees.
Yeah.
And the earth. And all that stuff he was saying when he was high in the jungle. And I think he brought that high right along with him into that locker room because they look sluggish.
Right. Well, it's one thing that level of intensity that the Knicks bring is not one that is you can simulate in practice. You can't simulate a Tom Thibodeau defense in practice, bro. So Soulfinger says the team needs to stay focused. Seems like they lose focus. In the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. I think so. I think so too.
Probably because they feel like the game is well in hand. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to think this is a team that just started learning how to win. You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes the perception of it looks like, oh yeah, we're coasting now, and then here comes the run because basketball is a game of runs, and you're sometimes not prepared for it.
Yeah, man. I understand what you're saying about basketball.
And I mean, both teams are. Personally, I think both teams are learning how to win. Still, I think we just, we are in an opportunity where, we got to, we're up on them. You know what I'm saying, as far as the learning curve.
But DSJ, this team did not know losing until last night when he lost to us. This team had won 8 straight games, 4 in the preseason, 4 in the regular season. They play the Knicks. We bust them in 8 chops. You know what I'm saying? We come out, kick them in 8 teeth, and they don't know how to handle it. And they look like it. They looked like they could not. They were like, what is this? I thought we were good.
Yeah, but I think what it is too, when you're playing a depleted team, I mean, there was nobody in regards to that roster where their starters were fully engaged or fully healthy. So I think that they had the benefit, and I'm sure that everybody says the same thing about us, and it's like you play who's in front of you. But there's a certain level of talent that, you know what I'm saying, that's there. That's why people are starters and some people come off the bench. You know what I mean? And if you're playing the second unit as opposed to, the first unit alongside them, you might start to see that separation. So I think they got the benefit of playing teams that, had issues, whether it was health or injuries, going into the game. So it feels like, it's a bit deceptive. I think the roster has improved, but I still feel like it's deceptive because outside of DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic, because of the fact he's been in the playoffs, who else really knows how to, win games?
Right.
Well, I could chime in right here, man. I tell you, the main difference between the Bulls and the Knicks is you see that the continuity was a good idea by the Knicks. Like keeping that core, that younger core together, and paying people like Alec Burks, paying people like even if not playing Nerlens Noel, we have a team 1 through 10, 1 through 12, really. Like you can see it that they play the offense and they play the defense that's schemed up. And that works. If you keep doing it, like if you play to the scheme that's in front of you and you execute it well, you'll get wins. Even though it was ugly in that last like 3 minutes, we pulled it out. That's from continuity. That's how you get that win. There's no way we'd have won that game in the last 10 years, 15 years of Knicks basketball. We would not have won that game.
Right. Well, for one, we wouldn't have had a 12-point lead, 14-point lead on an undefeated team at home or on the road.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Especially
But our
not
bench
late
is
in the game.
definitely our bench is definitely leaps and bounds better. Like there's no point guard that comes off the bench that's even close to Derrick Rose skill level. There's not one in the league. I don't think there's one in the league that comes off the bench.
I'll give you credit on that. But I am starting to think, okay, let me give you the bench production from last night. Right? Obi Toppin had 5. Taj Gibson had 6. Alec Burks had 6. Emmanuel Quickly had 2. The one outlier that you mentioned was Derrick Rose. He had 12. So if you take out Derrick Rose that we all agree on, right? We all agree how good Derrick Rose is, right? But between 4 guys, they didn't score 20 points. 4 guys scored 19 points last night and had 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 10, 17 rebounds.
You got to also
guys.
You got to look at the timeliness of the baskets, though. Like when as soon as the transition happens at the end of the first quarter from our starters to the bench, there's literally an increase in the pace of the game. Most of the teams can't keep up with. Like you can see, like that's where we're winning the games is really in the second quarter. If you look at every end of the first going into the second quarter, that the games we won this year, all 4, immediately when that transition starts to happen, 3 minutes left in the first quarter to about 9 minutes in the second, that's where we're winning the game at, man. Like we're putting, like we're setting the tone when the bench comes in. We're just better than their bench, regardless of the points production, be it defensively or just making the right play. And it keeps the flow of the game going. Like that's what the bench's job is to do. It's supposed to be to hold the tide till the starters come back in and get a little bit of production or keep the rhythm. And that's what's happening. You can see it. When we get Noel back, I think we're going to be a real problem because we're going to have 48 minutes of real rim protection, like real rim protection. No, they're going to have to outshoot us, and we can shoot better this year. So if you're not going to be able to get easy baskets, especially when Noel gets back. Imagine if we get the same production we had in Noel last year defensively. We're going to be a real problem. There's no question about it. We're going to be a real problem. 48 minutes, nobody scoring inside.
Right.
48 minutes of that.
I think to your point though, I think when Noel gets back, Obi Toppin's gonna be on the milk carton.
You're not wrong there. Yeah, you're definitely not wrong. It's gonna take. I don't know. It's gonna definitely be Taj too. Taj is definitely gonna be relegated to the bench in like a Udonis type role. Yeah, I think
he's gonna play Taj over Obi, bro.
No, because you can't play Taj at the 4. Taj is not a 4. He's not a 4. So anytime Randall goes out, you're gonna have Obi in. Because Taj is a 5. Now at this point in his career, he's a 5. He's not playing the 4.
But last night, right? Last night with us having bigs missing or hurt or in foul trouble, Obi Toppin only played 13 minutes.
That's a good point, but how much time did Randall play? I don't have the stat sheet in front of me. He's at least 35 minutes. 35, yeah. So you got to look at that. He was just spelling. You can see the rotation was when Mitch went out, Taj went in. When Randall went out, Obi went in. I don't think that'll change when Noel's back. I think Taj will just lose the spot and Noel will take Taj's spot. But you didn't see Taj at the 4 in any of these games. Last 5 games. I didn't see him at the 4 once.
So I understand what you're saying. I just don't think Tibbs is going to do without having Taj Gibson on the floor in some capacity. Right? I think he valued Taj Gibson.
No, man.
I would love to see Obi develop into that role where Taj Gibson is not an option. But at the same time,
I highly doubt that Tibbs is going to play Noel and Taj together because that's just that's not a good combination.
There's no offense, right? But
That's not a good combination.
but Taj has shown that he can score a little bit. Now he dipped his toe into the fountain of youth.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at Taj Gibson any stretch. He had great minutes. All the minutes he played last night were wonderful. Like, he played great. Like, I'm just saying what he can do defensively is not on the same level as a Noel. Noel is a real, like,
He's
what
a
he
real
did
rim
last year
protector.
was ridiculous. Like, he's a great rim protector. So, I mean, what Tibbs is looking for is 48 minutes of rim protection, and you're going to get that with Noel better than you would with Taj. So I think Taj is going to be the one that loses out on some minutes. I don't see Mitch, or I don't see Tibbs playing Taj and Noel at the same time. I just can't see that happen. I mean, it might happen. You know, I've watched a lot of Knicks, and last year, I don't think it happened much last year either. Taj was just playing the 5. It seems like Taj is really relegated to the 5 only.
Yo, the chat legit thinks that Tibbs is not gonna play Taj. Y'all are bugging.
Taj is the highest paid mentor on that team. That's what he is. Taj is the highest paid mentor. He's there as insurance. He's an insurance policy.
What year is this with Taj Gibson with us? This is third year, right? This is Taj Gibson's third year as a Knick, right?
Yeah. First year was Dave Fizdale. Second year was Tibbs. Now third year with Tibbs again.
Bro, if y'all don't think Taj playing, man, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm telling you, Taj is insurance, because you got to look at the injury history between Mitch and Noel.
Right.
I think what it is that, again, especially with the fact that you have a new Jack in Jericho Sims, you need somebody who's actually able to teach him the game within the game. And who better than somebody who's been doing it under Tibbs for so long? So I think what's going to happen.
Did he get cut off?
I can't hear him either.
Yeah, it seemed like he got cut off.
All I know is this: with Tibbs, the smartest thing he could have done was bring Taj and Derrick Rose into this organization. I'll tell you why. Because you see Derrick Rose, when he does something wrong, like you remember last night, he made this little ugly turnover. He tried to do like a jump back behind the back pass, Emmanuel quickly. You see that? I was like on a fast break. As soon as he did something wrong, he like put his head down, raised his head, and just ran back on defense. Right. And that's what you need. That's what you need. You need somebody who is a veteran that's okay with taking criticism to really build the culture. And you got two of those with Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose. And that's very important to have on the team, because Julius Randle got the attitude where, like, he could go one or two ways. He could be like, screw you, I'm not listening, I'm doing what I want. Or he could be a part of a team. And you can see it, like, when his first year happened under Tibbs, it seemed like he was right on the edge of being a knucklehead if he wanted to be. And this year, you can see that's totally gone. It doesn't seem like he's any sort of aggression toward the coach, any sort of aggression toward the scheme. None of that. He's just playing within the structure of the offense. And that's wonderful to see. Like, we actually have a group of guys that buy in. There's no way he lost the locker room. Tibbs is never going to have a situation where the locker room is not going to listen to what he's saying. You can see it. They'll run through a wall for him, and that is how you win a championship. I'm not sure this is a team that's going to win the championship, but that is how you build a team to win the championship. We're in a better position than we've been in. Even in 2013 with the Knicks take there, this is a way better position to be in. We have young players that have potential, and they're getting minutes. All these people that say, oh, he's not playing the young kids, not playing, you're not watching the games if you don't think he's not playing the young kids. RJ Barrett, 32 minutes a game. The core of the team is these people.
Well, I mean, so shout out to SB Talk Sports. What's
SB.
Good? So Morocco Joe, so SB Talk Sports, what he's saying right here is the exact reason why I say that we should have put our foot on their throat, while we should have choked them out, while we should have put them in a cobra clutch or some type of finisher. Because that game we could have beat them by 20, or we could have beat them by 1, and we chose to beat them by 1. You know what I'm saying?
But it's the 5th game of the season, bro. I think we're gonna develop into a team like that. Just wait, bro. I think game 25-30, our defense is gonna be so ridiculously good. and we're still going to be scoring. So, I
Right.
mean, if by game 25, if we're having these type of hiccups and like we're letting the team come back that we should smack, or we lose to like an Orlando Magic, then we can have a conversation like we got to make some changes. But I think we got to let the team mesh together a little bit, and this won't happen later in the season. I'm glad it's happening now. Now, if this was like April and this was happening, all right, we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go into the playoffs like that. That would be bad. But, I mean, 4-1, dude. we had 3 good wins. Like,
Right.
we should have put the foot on their throat. You were absolutely right. But we're 4-1, dude. We're going to be –
we should have choked them out, bro.
we should have absolutely done. I mean, I definitely believe that. Right.
And so the Bulls came and see that's the thing with playing with your food, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about playing with your food, right? You know, cause I was watching National Geographic one time, man. It was a mongoose and a snake, right? And the mongoose like cornered the snake, and the snake didn't have nowhere to go, right? And the mongoose was just like jabbing at the snake, like slapping the snake, pow, 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 just slapping the snake up. I ain't never seen that like that before, right? The mongoose got slick and faked one way and was getting ready to slap the snake, and the snake bit him in the arm. And you know what happened?
Good night.
That mongoose wobbled to the river and fell in the river. That's what you get for playing with your food, bro. That's what you get for playing with your food. That mongoose and collapsed in the river. You know why? Because he played with his food, bro. You can't play with your food.
I definitely agree there.
NBA teams are too good for you to let them hang around. And now SB is here acting like the Bulls ran out of time. The Bulls didn't run out of time, man. We could have beat the Bulls by 25 last night. Right? We could have beat the Bulls by at least 20 last night. And he know it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good, bro.
Okay.
What do you think? This is, I think, where the biggest problem on our on our team really lies, is when there's a team that has a 5 that can shoot. Defensively, we're getting back cuts that are happening. People are able to get to the rim. Like, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. If we run into a team that has a 5 that can really shoot that, we have trouble.
Right.
Like,
I know why you say
like,
that, because you saw the Bulls run that pick and pop play with Vucevic, and Vucevic only had to take one step over, and they hit him right on the money, and he nailed the 3 from the wing. I know the play you talking about. I know it.
Yeah, I think that's something we're gonna have to correct, and that's part of Tibbs' scheme. Like, that's his setup. He wants the big to drop back, and he wants the guard to fight over the screen. Like, that's what he does every single, pick and roll we run into. That's if Mitch is in the pick and roll, he kind of plays safety, and the guard goes over the screen. That's exactly what we do every time. It's clear as day. You can see it. And the problem with that is if you got a 5 or a 4 that can really shoot, and Mitch is guarding them, it puts Mitch in a bad position. And it also puts us out of position for the rebound, too, because Mitch is kind of in no man's land in the middle. And that's the only thing. But I look at the best teams in the East, and they really don't, the Bucks have a 5 that can shoot, but I don't think Robin Lopez is going to burn us Lopez. Brooke Lopez is going to burn us for 25. I don't think that's going to happen in the game. But, I mean, in the East, I don't see any other 5 except this Bulls team. This Bulls team could be really good later in the season. Look, if you look at the talent they have, if they start playing together really well, this Bulls team could be a real problem. I mean, it's not a fluke that they're 4-0. They're a good team.
Hey, which broadcast did you see? Did you see the Bulls side or the Knicks side?
I saw the Knicks side. I got NBA League Pass, so I just clicked. I always get the Knicks side.
Okay. Yeah. See, I couldn't see it because I got League Pass. And they said I couldn't watch it because it was on NBA TV.
So because you live in New York, right?
No, I don't live in New York. So
Where you live at?
I live in South Carolina.
Oh, I'm still in Florida. What's up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But what happened was the Bulls broadcast was so complimentary to the Knicks, bro. You should have heard them. They were like, "Oh my God, this Knicks team is so good. I hope the Knicks make the playoffs. The NBA needs the Bulls and the Knicks back in the playoffs to make sure things be popping." That's what the Bulls broadcast was saying.
But that's a true statement.
Yeah, they were like, man, the NBA needs the Bulls and the Knicks, but they need the rivalry to return. They were saying all that stuff, bro. Because
that part is never going to happen, though.
Because the Knicks was kicking their chest in on the court. That's why. If the Bulls had been up by 14 and was 4-0 and was playing at home, you would have heard, this Bulls team is legit. That's what you would have heard. This Bulls team, bring on Milwaukee. That's what the Bulls announcers would have been saying, right? That's what the Bulls announcers would have been saying. They wouldn't have been respecting us if they were up by 15, bro. If they were up by 15, they'd be like, Billy Donovan's a genius. That's why we got rid of Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would have been saying. But the fact that we were punching their guts in on the court made them respect us, bro. But the thing is we don't get respect from the referees and other analysts and everything across the league. Now, do we need respect from
Yes.
everybody else?
Yes.
Okay.
The narrative is set. That's why they're so comfortable doing that. Again, like I said, the backhanded compliments. Look at again what Charles Barkley was saying on Tuesday night. He treated it like it was a fluke. He said that we got better and still said that we're still not a good team. It's like, how do you say that we got better but we're not good? And we made the playoffs last year.
Hey,
where's the sense and sensibility in that comment?
I don't know.
It's not logical. It's not logical. They can't be logical when they talk about the Knicks. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But every analyst you see, they struggle to just they struggle to deal with the fact that we have made changes that are organizational and structural, and we're building a culture that's better than it was. They struggle to believe that, first of all, because we made so many bad decisions. Last 25 years, 20 years, and Knicks made such bad decisions as an organization that it's hard to believe that we've turned the corner. But it does appear that we have. I'm not trying to oversell it, but it looks like we have turned the corner from a structure perspective. Like, people
Marco,
have to respect it.
Joe, this is a simple question I'm going to ask you. Should the son be punished for the sins of his father?
No, but it doesn't mean the father didn't sin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know that.
Yeah, so but when you look at the son, you be like, oh, that's Jerry's kid. Jerry was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
You're still going to mention it, though.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. Like, for instance, well, I ain't gonna bring up my family stuff because y'all ain't gonna laugh at me and judge me, but the Knicks in terms of so hey, Soulfinger, what's good, bro? How you doing?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, chat? Hey, real quick, hit that like button if you haven't, and you hadn't subscribed. Go ahead on and subscribe. That's all I got to say. I let my man, because Morocco, hey, you cats on fire. Morocco's about to make that move. So let me step to the side, let him go and say what he got to say.
So the only thing we're talking about, the respect of the referees, right? And not getting calls. So one thing we are getting is we're not getting the cheap calls on defense. So when we contest the shot, they're not calling fouls like crazy on us. Because it's like if you remember back in the day, Seattle had a really good secondary, but really, like the Seahawks, Legion of Boom or whatever, really they was just getting away with pass interference, but they did it every play. You can't call a penalty on every play. So the Knicks is really contesting every single shot. So the refs have to back off the whistle because they're contesting every single shot. And that's important to do. It puts the refs in a bad situation where either they're going to blow the whistle or they're not. And if they're going to blow the whistle, they're going to have to blow it all game. And that is a good position to put the refs in. That's what our defense does. Like, you see Zach LaVine didn't get any calls. First quarter, second quarter, every layup he went for, we contested. It was a lot of contact, no call. It's because
some of that stuff he was flopping on. Some of that, the fake bump against RJ when he fell. Come on, bro.
But he's not getting the call.
You faked the bump against. You didn't even touch him, and you fell.
He's not getting the call.
He was auditioning for that Oscar, man. On that.
Man, the fake bump against RJ. Come on, man. You running and then you just jerk yourself backwards and fall. And you look at the.
But let me ask you this, Freezy. If he did that move against the Pistons and no one had been in his face all game, would they make that call?
Yes.
Exactly. Because we're in his face all game, the ref can't make that call because we already abused them the whole game. Look at what Mitch did to Embiid the other night. He had Embiid looking like a bum. You hear me? Like, he was beating him up down there, looking like a straight bum.
Right, because Embiid can pull. Usually, when Embiid sees a guy 7 foot 270, he pull him out and drive right by him. right?
Not Mitch.
And he tried it, and Mitch cut him off. And he went to his counter, and Mitch cut him off. And then that's when
And
you
Mitch
start
is
pump
strong.
faking. That's when you
And
start
Mitch
doing
is
that pump
strong.
fake. Yeah,
Bro,
man.
Mitch is much stronger this year. I don't know. He must have did some steroids or something. My man gained 35, 40 pounds in the offseason, all muscle. Like, do you see the difference? Look at a picture from 2 years ago of Mitch and look at the picture now. When he flexing, son probably benching 300. He is big. He's a
Yeah.
big dude.
When he came into the league, he was no bigger than a snap pea. That is true. He
Right.
was straight up
Fact.
and down, 6 o'clock.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And
I gotta give
that's a
credit
big
to him.
difference,
Mitch definitely made Joel Embiid look like Norvell Pell. So kudos to him for
bro.
getting in the gym and.
Man.
But again, that's what happens when you listen, because the first thing that he accredited was the fact that they was telling him from the very beginning to get in the weight room, and he was like, for those first 2 seasons, he was like, I'm not doing it, up until the time when he got hurt, had nothing else to do. So okay, let's go into the weight room and let's work this thing out. Now here's the opportunity for you to show, okay, this is what y'all meant. You know what I'm saying? The diet situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't listening to none of that stuff. He said all this stuff during his presser. So I mean, you got to commend him for maturing and getting to a point where he's listening and it's improving his game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
I'll say this. We should real quick on the whole disrespect, because I've been listening the whole time. And it is true, man. We like I said, we like Rodney Dangerfield. We get no respect when it comes to it, man. I mean, it's filthy, because when you brought up, was it you, Delano, that brought it up about that with the foul with Tyson Chandler?
Yep.
Yeah, man, I remember that. Like, I still remember that. And I was like, man, come on, man. But if you if you sneezed in LeBron's direction, you're getting a technical, you're getting a tech one. You see what I'm saying?
Like I
It's
said,
respect thing that we don't get. But Stacey King did say last night that if a team comes out physical and they're playing that way consistently, you'll get the benefit of the cause. That kind of worked in our favor because we do play physical. But
Consistently.
consistently, but we're not getting those calls, man. And it is frustrating, man. It's frustrating when you seeing, like, D Rose went down a few. I mean, how many games we seen him go down the lane, and I swear it sounded like a Shaw Brothers Kung Flu flick.
Yeah.
Where he get popped and everything going to the rack, and he doesn't get the call. And he's looking, I'm like, yo, what's up? How many times?
And shout out to the Shaw Brothers too, by the way. And for those that are connoisseurs of Kung Fu flicks.
Facts.
Yes, indeed.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I mean,
I say,
seriously,
man, we're not getting the calls on offense. I don't think we're ever gonna get them. We're never gonna get the ticky tack calls. They just don't like us. We're not gonna get them. But we are getting a little bit of the benefit from the refs on defense. And if you watch the last 5 games, you'll see there was a possession against Philadelphia, especially, where Mitch was fighting with Joel Embiid for position and pushed him all the way out to the 3-point line. And the ref did not make a call. And I was so happy to see the ref didn't make a call, because a lot of times when that happens, the ref blows the whistle quick, and then it calms the other team down. It calms the defense down, where you're not going to fight for that position anymore because you're scared to get the call. You're scared to get the whistle. So I'm glad the refs at least are not calling it on us a lot. But they're not giving us the calls on offense either, but they're letting us play defense. And it's because, like you said, we're coming out physical early and the whole game. As long as we do it the whole game, they put the refs in a bad spot. They're either gonna call every play a foul, or they're not gonna call anything. And that's why I like to see. If you just gotta keep playing like that physical way, and we'll be just fine. Now, can we hold up over the whole season doing this? It's a great question. We got some, Kemba and Derrick Rose got.
Yeah, I mean that. And,
Question marks.
for me, I'm worried about the focus, and I know we're starting. You were saying this earlier, but we were kind of slipping in preseason as well. So I've been looking at it since preseason. In those free throws, I'm gonna keep saying free throws and the focus, man, because now, this last game, within the last minute and a half, man, we just lost focus. It was like that Dave Chappelle skit when he was talking to him, and he's like his mind was somewhere else, and he's playing the flute with some goat pants on.
Yeah,
it's like that's what they're doing on the court, man.
Right.
It makes no sense. I mean, granted, they got to know how to win, but the thing is only pushback I got on that is you knew how to win. You knew what winning was from last season. That's how you got to that 4th seed by beating teams and staying on them. But now you're
Yeah,
getting too relaxed and you start smelling yourself. You're like, oh, they're not going to, we got them. But you got to, it's like they forgot that other teams got pride too. Not everybody's just going to lay down. Now, Orlando,
that's a fact.
we beat them up that first game, man, we beat them boys, man. We beat them up, man. It was bad. We beat them up, gut punches and kicked them in the face, made them read out. Hey, they were out there making them read their Nikes, period.
Right.
Then the next time they think, oh, they're gonna lay down. But as you said, if you beat on, even a mouse, you put a mouse in the corner, it'll fight back, man. After a while, it's your take on the mongoose and the cobra, Freezy. That was a good analogy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, that's what happened.
You can't play with your food, bro. You can't play with your food. That's just and I saw what SB was saying about the Bulls and blah blah blah. And you know what? I would be standing up for my team too. Right? But in this case, the Bulls got outclassed. The Bulls got outclassed. The Knicks are a better team right now at the moment. And it's not up for debate because we beat them on their floor. Right? There's no debate, and you can't debate the fact that the Knicks are better than the Bulls. We beat them on their floor.
Well, I couldn't understand.
That killed the conversation right there.
I couldn't understand why all this talk where everybody kept saying that they were better than us because I just didn't understand it because I didn't see it. You going by certain names. I'm looking at continuity and how this team is built.
Right.
I just couldn't see how everybody was putting them above us. And then and then Barkley's always, look. The media is always going to do it because they want to beat us. Look, Barkley just mad because when Pat was around, he had to deal with Pat, and they kept putting them thunder cookies on him. And he's mad. He's bitter. He's bitter. So even if, look, man, we can win the championship. He's still going to have something negative to say. It is what it is. Some people just got it in their soul and their bones the way it is. He wakes up in the morning, man. We got free real estate in their heads, man.
Right.
But the other problem is we're paying, okay, so what? That was in the past. We had our mistakes, bad moves and all like that. Right. But man, we winning now. Right. We're doing better. But all of a sudden, Chicago get DeMar DeRozan and Ball, and all of a sudden, they're the top in the league. They're going to be top 3 in the league, and this, that, and the third. Wait a minute, last time I checked, didn't they finish behind us last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, they ain't did nothing.
They didn't do nothing. But all of a sudden, they're better than us. Everybody else got better except for us. I'm trying to understand that concept. How did everybody else get better and we didn't? Because we upgraded positions.
Freezy hit the nail on the head. He said the sins of the father. It's because for 15 or 20 years, let's be real. We got to be realistic when we say this. For 15 or 20 years, they've been calling the Knicks bums, and they've been right.
Right.
We had talent,
you're right.
And we left in the first round. No, we had real perennial talent, and we got exited in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Not last year. I'm talking about the last 15 years.
You got other teams that's been worse than us though, but the media make it look like we're worse. For instance, you got football teams. I'm gonna use football as a way too. You got football teams that have never been to a Super Bowl, haven't been to the playoffs in over 20, 30, almost 25 years. Yet you have a team that have doing better, but they hype them. They're doing better, but they get knocked down while the team that never done anything gets more love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Knicks, yes, our history is bad after Pat, but there was a point in time where we did do something. We've never been as bad as they make it seem. They make it seem like we never won Jack or done Jack. But the minute,
but we've been as bad as they make it seem. Don't get it.
Right.
I remember
I'm not saying we haven't, because I'm gonna tell you, man. It's been real bad that I came out and cast like, how you think? I said, bro, we dumpster juice. Right. We cold dumpster juice.
But to so finger credit though, it happened last night, right? An undefeated team played a team that lost in the playoffs last year, and people were saying this undefeated team was going to beat the playoff team.
Exactly, that's what I couldn't understand.
The Arizona Cardinals played the Green Bay Packers last night, right?
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, this Arizona team is incredible. And they played against a team that always lose late in the playoffs. right? And guess what happened? The team that lost late in the playoffs beat them, right? It happens. G-Man, how you doing, man? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. G-Man, you got to remind me. G-Man, you got to remind me, man, with the intros. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Sergeant Knicks, aka G-Man for life.
Freezy, you know you giving me the big head right there, right? I ain't used to that kind of stuff, man.
Bro, you wait till I get this music thing set. I'm doing WWE style intros for the Blorange Tears family. So if you want to be a part of the Blorange Tears family, you'll get an intro. But if you just like jump in the video chat, whatever, hang out, whatever, that's cool. Ain't that wrong with that, man? Because we love to have you.
Facts.
But if you part of the Blorange Tears family, bro, we're gonna be doing WWE style intros, kind of like what you saw for G-Man for Life just now, except it'll be a little bit more hype. It'll be like Triple H coming from backstage. For those that know who Triple H is.
Hey, look, all I want in the intro is I want that Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaking at the front of the intro. Well, you already know what time it is. Yeah, hey, man. But I ain't gonna keep y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to jump on real quick. I had to go back and rewatch the game because I had some prior commitments last night. I couldn't sit down and watch like I normally watch.
Right.
But some of the things that I did see. First of all, let's get this out of the way. I'm glad we got the dub, right? So anytime we get a W, I'm good, right? But some of the things that I talked about prior to the game, one of the things was team basketball. And if you look at the box score, for those of y'all that didn't get a chance to watch the game, check the box score and watch the even score. And surprisingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to blow your mind, Julius Randle was not the highest scorer on the basketball team last night. However, I believe that Julius Randle had the highest contribution. Now go figure that out. Because he was this close from a triple-double last night. This close.
G-Man, right? I think that's the reason why. The Knicks almost gave that game away last night.
Yeah.
Triple-double chasing.
That was the second part of what I was
Westbrook
about to
syndrome.
Yeah. So another thing that I talked about prior to this game was playing fundamental basketball. Now, what's fundamental basketball? Free throws are free, Freezy. Everything, I mean, as long as I've been watching basketball, that's free. And if you got your perennial all-star on the line when the game matters and you miss not one but two free throws, that puts the Bulls in a situation to where if the ball bounces a little bit different for them, we could have very easily got a L in this same game that we won last night. Very easily so. Right? So we can't get too high. We can't get too low with what's going on. We just need to watch the games for what they are. Right. Understand where there's room for improvement, and then go and pursue that. Right. So I believe that this game was an eye opener on two fronts last night. The front that I'm not so concerned about is the Bulls front. Now, I'm telling you right now, if the Bulls had a better bench, the Knicks would have been in trouble last night. We would have been in a dogfight for sure last night.
G-Man, let me say something to that real quick. I think you're wrong, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is why. I think this Knicks team is so good that they smelling their own rump. You know how old people used to be like,
yes, they smelling themselves.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you smelling your own rump there, boy, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You done got your little paper route, done bought you a new bike. Now you think you somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I've been saying. Yeah. I've been screaming at Freezy. I've been screaming that.
Right. And so because I didn't want to, for the sake of the conversation, you can't. So G-Man, you know this by doing shows and YouTube shows and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't front load a conversation you got to space out your topics and things you want to talk about, right?
No doubt.
So that's the reason why I didn't mention the Julius Randle triple-double chasing in the beginning.
I got you.
Right. So here's the thing. We had a stranglehold on the Bulls so bad that everybody in Chicago knew it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, the Knicks know they're this good, right? Because Soulfinger, this is how I knew the Knicks were going to beat the brakes off the Bulls. They blew out a nemesis, right? You remember, I don't know if y'all remember the Different Strokes episode where Arnold and his best friend finally beat up the Gooch.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the Gooch?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they finally beat up the Gooch, and the Gooch and his family was in the hallway what came to the house and was like, Arnold and them beat us up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But for 4 seasons, the Gooch used to manhandle Arnold and his friend, right?
Yep.
And finally they got fed up and had enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when the Knicks did that to Philadelphia, who the hell is Chicago?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You Soulfinger, when you beat up the bully on your block, who was the nerd?
But see, and this is the thing. And I'm just putting out to you fellas on the panel and also the chat. All this hype about Chicago. Oh, they're undefeated and they're this, that, and the third. Bro, who did you beat? That's what I'm talking about. Who did you beat? You beat, okay, yeah, we lost to Orlando because why? Because we were smelling ourselves.
Right.
Period. We smelled ourselves. But the thing is, you beat Detroit, that's rebuilding, and they injured twice.
Right.
The Raptors, they going through a rebuild and everything. I see you got that super platter chat. Let me step out the way.
I'm gonna just say this real quick, and then I promise I'll get out of the way. So Corey Lee, thank you for your generous contribution to the channel, bro. All the contributions, man, help make the joint better. As a matter of fact, we just got a new mixer. I sent the old joint back and got a new one, microphone, all that stuff, man. So probably tonight we're gonna be taking telephone calls and all of that stuff. And I want y'all to call in tonight too, so that we can laugh about some of these calls and stuff. Go ahead, Soulfinger. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And as far as respect, man, we just going to have to take it, man. Because, I mean, nobody's going to give it to us. But if you want it, you got to take it. And that's what we're doing. We're in the process of doing. Because last season, they had all the little jokes and yucks and all like that. And you see all the jokes and yucks got Max Kellerman, you know.
Right.
I'm just saying, he got moved to another show. You still on point, but hey, he got moved to another show because you looking for a way to get your brand, whatever, out there. It is what it is, man. We just going to take it. Barkley, like I said, is in his feelings because of what we used to do to him in the past, and he can't let go. He's like that jilted lover that found out that you kicked him to the curb for something better, and they can't let go. I mean, you just need the LIG, let it go, bro. It is what it is.
Right. All right, so we got another super chat. This is from Sergeant Knicks, aka G-Man for Life. G-Man, thank you for the generous contribution, bro. We appreciate that. Salute to the Knicks family. Great win last night. Looking forward to all that is to come. Let's go Knicks Nation. Yeah, thank you, man. It definitely helped the channel. Definitely. And
I got a question for everybody in here about the end of games. So at the end of a game, I'm sorry to just jump in and bring it back to this, but at the end of a game, do you think is Tibbs calling Randall to get it at the high post, or do you think it's just Randall demanding it at the high post? Because it's difficult for me to tell what's happening at the end of these. Like the last 2 minutes, you saw we went to the high post, little front screen action, high post, over and over again, right to that spot with Randall. I'm just wondering, do y'all think it's Tibbs or do y'all think it's Randall? That's making that happen.
I think it's both. I think
it's more Randall than Tibbs, though.
So I'm gonna give you guys some food for thought, right? To Joe's question. Let's not get this twisted. There is absolutely positively nothing that does not happen on that basketball court that Tibbs does not endorse. Let's get that out. Okay. Right?
That's a good point. Great point.
So regardless of how the game plays out, so I could draw up something on the sideline and say, Joe, I want you in the post. Freezy, I want you flashing to the basket. Soulfinger, I want you, drawing the double team. And DSJ, you got to bring that ball up the court and get it to that hot hand, right? I could draw that up all day long. But the defensive team has a vote in what goes on the court.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I believe that Tibbs draws up a plan. He's going to go with the player that he trusts the most on the floor. And again, let's look at who's on the court at the time. Now, it's a different scenario whether you got a Kemba out there or you got a D Rose out there with Randall. That's a different dynamic. So again, we got to look at who's on the floor, who the opposition is, and who has the best means to score the ball. And it also matters where we are in that scoring band. So a close game like last night, notice Kemba wasn't on the floor. Who was on the floor?
D Rose.
See what I'm saying? Tibbs is going to go with the guys that he trusts in the moments that are the most critical.
Oh, no. At the end of the fourth quarter, Kemba was on the floor.
No, I'm talking about when you're down to like 20 seconds or less.
Rose was on the floor when Grimes, Kemba, and Rose should have been off the floor. Should have been Grimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking when you're talking about the Knicks were on defense. When the Bulls would call the timeout, they had drew up their play and all of that stuff and was looking to get a basket.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose was on the floor. Why? Because if the Knicks get the ball back, they're gonna foul you anyway.
Right.
Because they need to stop the clock.
That's right.
Right. And on the other hand too, you're not gonna take the ball down court and start offense because it was 8 seconds after going the game.
Yeah, no, my question was more like that 3-minute window when we were up 10 and it went to, it went to like 4 or it went to 6.
Okay. Yeah.
At that point, we saw 4 possessions straight. Now I get it. There was a mismatch. Lonzo Ball was checking Randall. So it makes sense. Okay, you got a 6'5" guy, 6'6" guy checking you. You should go to Randall because it is a mismatch. Right. But the fact that, I'm just wondering, I get what you're saying when you say that Tibbs endorsed this situation, like endorses it. He's not gonna something's not gonna happen without Tibbs endorsing it. But you think after it not working 3 straight times, we have to approach that differently. Even if there's a mismatch, Randall doesn't appear to be able to take advantage of it in that situation later in the game. Maybe he's not a fourth quarter guy, and that's okay. I mean, some people aren't built like that. He still is a great player, but we got to find a way at the end of these games to get the basket we need. If we'd have just scored one basket, we could have daggered them with 2 minutes. We could have just daggered them. It was like 6-point game. We'd have scored just one basket. We'd have daggered. The game would have been over. It would have been over.
If we couldn't get one,
couldn't even get one basket. That was stressful. It was like, come on, we gotta get one basket. It's crazy.
And Soulfinger, think about this. Soulfinger, if we don't give up the corner 3 to number 24, they don't cut the lead to single digits.
Yeah, they don't cut it. They cut that joker, and that's the thing. But it goes. Look, focus, man.
Right.
Focus. You at a pivotal point in the game. And then I was thinking about it, and I love me some Randall. I do. Right. But I was like, bro, the turnovers, he's got to get that together. Yeah. He's averaging 4 turnovers a game? Is it 4? Yeah, about 4 turnovers a game. So last season he was 3 turnovers a game? You went up a turnover. Right. So you got to get that under control. But you got to stay on focus and stay in. That 3 should have never happened.
Yeah.
That 3 should have never happened, man.
If they missed that 3, because that's a blown assignment, right? Because nobody was on that side of the court. My man was in that corner by himself. Nobody on that side of the court, right? We were jumbled up in the middle of the court. But anyway, if he misses that 3, we keep a 12-point lead. We come down and hit a 3 because Kemba actually came down and hit a 3 and pushed the lead back to 12.
Yeah, he did.
But if he misses that 3, now you're talking about a 15-point lead, and Chicago Bulls are thinking, do we try to make another run? Or do we think about the
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, and you guys everybody brought it up, and I think everybody consensus. Grimes should have been in there, man. A lot of say you don't put a rookie in those situations. Well, we put him in the Boston game. That was a pressure cooker, high situational, very tense game.
First game of the season.
First game of the season, yeah. He should have been in when defensive assignments are getting loose.
Right.
This is twice. Just my opinion. Disagree. But the Orlando game, Grimes should have been in.
Yep.
This game, he doggone show should have been in there, man. He should have been in there.
Because the dude is the same. The dude that hit the three is 6'5", 205.
Exactly. And
he the same size as Grimes.
That cat didn't
You
do
talking about
anything
Javonte
but
Green?
hit that three.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
Who
And
was
he was
guarding
having
him,
a
though?
bad game.
On that play?
Nobody.
No, I'm saying as far as
That's
the
the
position
problem.
he played last
Nobody
night.
was near him.
No. What I'm saying is what position was he playing? Because I remember last night, at least from what I saw in the third quarter when he was in the game, he was playing the power forward.
Right.
So I'm asking, was he playing the power forward again under those circumstances, or was he playing another position?
Oh, good point. I don't know.
You know what? No, he came in as power forward. You got a point there. He did come in as power forward on that play. He did.
Okay.
And what was happening, because like you said, where they were switching it up, they kept trying to put whatever reason, they kept switching it and putting Lonzo on Julius.
Right.
It worked. That was a great defensive matchup. Like, I don't know how they figured that Lonzo Ball could cover Randall, but I mean, he shut him down. Lonzo Ball is a beast. Defensively is real.
He got quick hands, man. He got quick hands. He rolled it around because, you know, if you look at Julius when he sets him up, the way he was setting up, because you notice but when he was getting ready to come around with his move, he was ripping. He got a chance to rip Julius a few times.
But also, Lonzo's real strong in the post. He plays strong. I was surprised to see that Randall couldn't just back him down and get a basket off. He's very strong for a guard.
But the key to the game, the thing is we went away from RJ, man.
Yeah,
RJ was cooking. He started. Hey, he was percolating.
He was 7 for 11, G-man.
Exactly. And the thing is aren't we looking at efficiency, scoring efficiency, right? So if my man Joe up here cooking, I know he's 7. Hey, if he's 7 for 11, I'm feeding him. I'm gonna feed you to your pop. I'm gonna feed you.
You're missing the point. You're missing. This is exactly why I said what I said earlier. The problem is, in personal opinion, of course, it's NBA politics.
You're right.
The highest paid person is going to be the guy that dictate the offense of the game.
Who gets what?
And that's the unfortunate truth of it. So now you got to deal with the fact that Randall being on the court at the same time with RJ, even when RJ has it going, who are going to overlook RJ.
No, I don't know about that. Randall's a willing passer. Like, he's not missing RJ.
But
he's a willing passer.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Joe.
And there's no debate in that part. But what I'm saying is, we've seen this for 2 straight seasons already. This is the 3rd season where we've seen it. When RJ has it going, whether it's third quarter, first 5 minutes of the game, look at the game against Philly. He came out hot, and they went away from him.
Right. Kemba went away from him.
Yeah.
This game.
That's not the, you know what, though? You know what? That's not the, it hasn't only happened to RJ. It's happened more than, it's happened to a few other cats, but you're right. You're right. I agree with you on that, DSJ. Because it happened to you remember when we had even Tibbs had pulled him when we had Rivers, when Rivers was cooking.
Right.
We used to blame Elfrid Payton all the time. Why is Elfrid Payton overlooking RJ Barrett in the first season?
I don't want to hear no
rookie season.
Talk, bro.
No, hold on. But hold on. In the first season, in the rookie season, we sat there and said, why is he overlooking RJ Barrett? Second season, why is Randall overlooking RJ Barrett? And here we are again, wondering why we're overlooking RJ when he has it going. Like there was no stopping them.
Right.
There was nothing. And the defense threw everything they could at him, whether it was Levine guarding him, whether it was DeRozan guarding him,
whether it was Green.
Javonte Green was guarding him. It was like you threw everything at him, and RJ was still finding ways to score. And yet, somehow, some way, we figured the best thing to do is to feed somebody else.
Right. Go to Evan Fournier.
So let's be clear, right? So words have meanings. So when we say we, who exactly are we talking about to overlook RJ Barrett? I want to get to that point.
Evan Fournier. That's specific. Okay. You remember? I don't know if y'all remember. What did Evan Fournier shoot last night?
Okay, well, I mean, real quick.
Yeah.
What I say is, look, the common theme is RJ is not being missed. Oh, I think I'm froze.
No, you good.
No, you
Sorry
good. We
about
hear you.
the common thread is RJ, man. He maybe has to be more demanding when he's hot. Like just you. I mean, let me give you an example. If Kobe was on, you're gonna give him the ball. He's gonna come up to you and take the ball from you on the handoff. Like he's gonna make you give him the ball. Like maybe RJ has to do that, you know. And if it's the
It's not
common
gonna
thread,
happen.
if he's being missed, he's gonna have to be more assertive to get the ball. The common thread through all these different players that we've had on the team is they miss RJ. Well, maybe it's on RJ. I'm not trying to blame him. He's only 20. It's hard for him to demand the ball, 21 or whatever. It's hard for him to demand the ball. But when you're feeling it, it's basketball, man. If you're feeling it,
Right.
demand the
And
ball.
see
I'm
that's
with
why
you. I'm with
I'm
you with
making
that.
that point, because look at who controls the ball a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, when Randall brings the ball up court, why is it the logical thing? I mean, and we've all played, whether it was organized, playground, whatever. And the first thing you do when you got somebody that's hot, you're looking for that guy again. So why is it that in the pros, the one thing that we all do logically is something we don't do when it comes down to RJ Barrett? You know what I'm saying? He's hot. Feed him until he cools off. You know what I'm
But
saying?
he could
We don't
also
have a
demand the ball, you know, like that's all I'm trying to say is like if you are feeling it, demand the ball. It's easy to demand the ball. Walk up to the front, you know, walk up to the top of the key and clap your hands, and
right.
they will give you the ball. I'm sure Randall will give up the ball. If you go up to the top of the key and clap your hands and put your hands up, he will pass you the
Word.
ball. Like I guarantee you, he'll pass it to him.
He's
That
got
doesn't happen,
he's got
and
to do
that
the
is
Patrick Ewing.
difficult.
Put his hand up.
Exactly. Prime example. Every great player does that. They just take
Of
a
course.
moment, like whatever you're doing is off to the side. I'm getting the ball and I'm making a play. And it's not. RJ doesn't have that yet.
Sergeant,
Maybe he will
salute,
later.
Sergeant.
Salute, my guy. Danny, what's good, my man?
I want to
What's
tell
going
you,
on,
RJ
Danny?
Barrett looks very improved. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Barrett a lot.
Absolutely.
He's getting aggressive.
Yo, so what I wanted to say is, how does Evan Fournier and RJ Barrett take just about the same amount of shots, and one dude scores 10 and the other one scores 20?
One is
Well,
more.
he's 4 for 14.
Right. That's the point I'm getting at with RJ cooking, bro. Why is Evan Fournier taking the ball away? That's G-Man for life, boy.
That's what they're used to, Freezy. That's what they're used to. I'm gonna tell you something right now. There is no way possible if you live in the northern region of the country, right? It's wintertime right now. So the same method that you use to go get in your car to go to work in the morning in May and June, I promise you, that's not what you're doing in September, October, and November. It's not going on. That is not going on right now, right? I don't have that problem because I live in Florida. I use the same method every day because it never
Me
drops.
too.
77.
Florida.
We don't have the issue, but and I say that to say this. Using those two analogies, if you live in the northern region, your day-to-day activities are different than somebody that lives in the south that doesn't have to go through that, right? Okay. So when you take a Evan Fournier, all right, so right now, and we saw this in the first 3 games, who is Julius Randle the most comfortable with playing duo ball with right now? Who is that individual? Somebody tell me.
Right now, Evan Fournier, I think.
Okay, I agree. So having said that, what transpired from the first 4 games, we're 4-1 now, in the first 4 games, what transitioned to bring me off of Evan and switch to RJ? I'll wait. Somebody tell me.
Nothing yet.
So why on God's green earth are we sitting here destroying Evan Fournier and RJ, not RJ, but Randall, because we don't get RJ the ball? When somebody, please let me know, when has RJ said that I am the perennial guy, I need the ball, and let me get cooking? Now, when you get cooking, feed me. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. But what I'm hearing right now is we are upset because Evan had the ball doing what he's done for the last 4 games. When RJ gets cooking, we don't automatically realize because that's not something that we're used to seeing. This is an anomaly for all intents and purposes.
Well,
That's
G-Man,
not true. We were seeing that all last season.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying a lot of times when you look at the third quarter.
DSJ, I'm not talking about.
You're talking about this season.
I'm talking about this season. I'm talking about what have we seen for the last 4 games, right? The last 4 games is what we're building on. Now, if RJ had been cooking for the last 4 games and he's not getting the ball, I'm with you. I'm calling for heads. I need for somebody to open their eyes, understand what's going on the court. That floor general, that's his job, right? Whoever the guy on the floor that is cooking, get him the ball. Feed him.
Exactly.
I need to see. But at the same time, if the game time situation, if the game plan coming into the game is this, we're going to go with that duo of Randall and Fournier. If that doesn't work, then we get the ball to Kemba. Kemba had 21 points last night, right? Salute to Kemba Walker, because he showed me a little something last night. But the game plan, when you're sitting in the locker room before you even step on the court, I'm telling you, you're going with what works. And what has worked up until this point is Evan Fournier and Julius Randle combination. Now it's up to Chicago to defend that and make us change what we're doing at that point. Yeah. And then that's where RJ comes to the point, to Freezy's point. You know, you're taking the same amount of shots, but one person is more efficient than the other. Now, the person that needs to be able to recognize that is Kemba Walker. Why? Because Kemba Walker is the point guard, and it's his job to get the ball to the high end at the end of the day. Point blank.
No, I agree. I agree with you, G-Man. Let me just quick shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel, Soulfinger 12, DSJ, Danny Landis, Rocco Joe.
Nobody
G-Man.
doesn't like Freezy though.
Yeah, I know. And Uncle Freezy for 3.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Freezy's
I agree with you, G-Man. I know what you're trying to say, and I think oh, look at Worldwide L. What's good, my brother? Salute.
Back room.
Yeah, I agree with what you're trying to say, B. I know what's going on, and everybody, look, if you're looking at RJ and you're saying, yo, RJ's cooking, we got to feed him, that's cool, but this was the first game, and RJ's already said it. He starts off slow. So last night, I'm sorry, was the first game we saw RJ cooking. So maybe against the Pelicans, he's going to be cooking too. And then he can start commanding the ball, and you can expect him to get fed. But up until now, he hasn't really showed it yet. And he's notorious for starting slow. Yeah, so he'll be all right, man. He'll be all right. And Fournier should be getting the same amounts of shots that RJ is taking, even if he's not scoring the same way, because Fournier is a pure shooter, and he's a volume shooter.
He's gonna do what Patrick Ewing used to do, Ron. Patrick Ewing used to demand the ball, and if you didn't pass the ball, he would get angry. He'd be mad at you. He's gonna do something like that.
Yeah. Now, let me ask this: do you think that the problem, not even the problem, but do you think the focus of RJ being him wanting to be a defensive stopper primarily is what's getting in the way of the offensive aspect? Where okay, now I'm hot, feed me so I can, or do you think it's just a matter of, again, just the offensive flow of the game? Where okay, look, we have a game plan, and we're going to stick with the game plan.
No, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Danny, but real quick, what we have to realize, right, is the amount of energy that you exert on the defensive end of the court is going to affect you on the offensive end, right? So those two are not generic, inexclusive of each other. So the amount of energy that RJ Barrett expends on the defensive side of the ball, when you coming up the court, your legs are not where they need to be to get up on you, even if you're in transition. Now, what I did see from RJ last night was the moves in the paint. I was happy to see that because he put people down low. He's like, look, I'm about to come in here. I'm about to drop you off with this little baby hook I got, and you can't defend it. And I'm going to go back to the other end of the court. Now, if you want to jump in my face and foul me and send me to the foul line, all well and good. But I believe when you see stuff like that, that's a result of RJ Barrett trying to lock down someone on the defensive end of the court and coming down court, knowing that I have a better opportunity and a higher percentage shot if I'm in the paint, challenging somebody that's a little bit smaller than me and not as strong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. You just made the point I was about to make. That's the whole thing. It's him exerting so much energy and stuff on the defensive end that sometimes, I think it's a natural thing. It takes himself out of the game on the offensive end. And even if he gets the ball, you see he's settling for them corner threes or whatever. He's not trying to get into the lane because he's using a lot of energy on the defensive end, and we need him to do that. Last night was one of those games where he was able to do both. So this is, listen, beginning of the season. Even though the NBA, NBA just started and the Knicks are one of the better conditioned teams, they still was huffing and puffing in these fourth quarters of these games. So they got to get it together. It's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, I just wanted to let me bring in Worldwide L. Worldwide L, what's good, man? How you doing?
What's up, fellas?
What's good,
my
Chef?
Wi-Fi acting up. My Wi-Fi acting up at the job. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you.
Yeah, what's cooking, bro?
Hey, nice slow motion. Came to hang out with y'all guys. Got a little extra time today,
Okay.
Sippy Cup Friday, G-Man.
Yeah.
No, you know how we do. You know how we do, L. You know how we do.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't doing that, and we ain't got no rap, no holla, nothing like that. We just trying to, you know what I'm saying, and discuss what happened with the Bulls last night. Because what it is we can go into this game against the Milwaukee Bucks 7-1. Right?
True.
Think about what I'm saying to Chef. Think about what I'm saying. We can we played with our food last night and it almost cost us. Right? We can go into this game against the Milwaukee Bucks 7-1. And if we beat the Bucks and become 8-1, the narrative about this team changes. Right? Because you like, for those that know boxing, remember Zab Judah had a sterling record, a bunch of nobodies. Right? Y'all remember Zab Judah?
Oh yeah.
Super Zab. Yeah, and he fought Costa Zoo, who had a sterling record against body snatchers, right? But Costa Zoo's record didn't look as good as Zab because Zab was all flash. Costa Zoo was battle-tested substance, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if they had ever fought after that, if they fought the best out of 7, Zab might have won 4 out of 7. But on that one night, Costa Zoo, right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm saying with the Knicks, because the Bucks are battle tested. They the NBA champs,
right?
And we played Orlando twice. You know what I'm saying? So when we go up against Milwaukee with our fluffy record, even though Boston is on it, we caught Boston, we caught the Sixers. We'll probably catch the Pacers. But when we play Milwaukee, the records don't matter. Right? The reputations don't matter. Because at the end of the day, or when that whistle, when they blow the whistle, when that jump ball go up, Julius Randle has to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what I'm saying? And RJ has to guard a bunch of dudes that won the NBA championship. Right? So what I'm asking y'all is how good is this Knicks team? Are we ready for them? If we go into that game 7-1, will confidence rule the day against the Bucks, or will how good the team is rule the day against the Bucks?
Well,
what do you think about that, Ron? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just say this: I don't see the Bucks taking us lightly, because they did that once before, and then they took an L.
Yeah,
that's when we gave them, we stumped them, right. And then after that was a whole different thing. So, you know, that is the measuring stick.
No, I agree. And
we did beat him with Giannis, so it's not even like, you know, initially how you could sit there and say, oh, well, Giannis wasn't playing. Giannis was on that team. Giannis was on the court, and he played 4 quarters. So that matters.
Right. That does.
Yeah, no, I think this is the time, man. Listen, this is the best time. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm a broke record right now. I had the Knicks going 8-2 in these first 10 games. 1 loss was supposed to be to the Bulls, but that's before we played any games, so don't kill me. That 1 loss was supposed to be to the Bucks. So, and after the games, you know, kind of played out, and I saw what we did to Philadelphia, I knew after that point that the Knicks was going to beat the Bulls. So, really, if I'm looking at things, the only loss I see us facing within this next 10 from now on is the Bucks. But that doesn't mean we're going to lose to them. I'm just saying, on paper, knowing who the Bucks was, it could happen. But if we go out there, the same mentality we had last year when we played them, we just go out there and play ball. It don't matter who's in front of us. We'll be able to beat them, and we might blow them out. Who knows? Because anything can happen on any given day. If they ain't playing right and we clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be a long night for the Bucks. So I think if we go into that game 7-1, Freezy, we definitely will be good, and that shows that we took care of our business. And we took care of our business, ate our food. We'd be fine. I'm not worried about them at this point. And it's early in the season, so if you're going to get a victory against the Bucks, now's the time to do it.
Wow. Hey, G-Man, Soulfinger, I got to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, y'all.
All right, brother. All right. So,
take over, G-Man.
I was about to say, every time Freezy leave, that gives me an opportunity to get on my soapbox, bro. But I I ain't gonna do that right now.
That's all you, G-Man.
Yo, G-Man. Yo, G-Man. You can hear me?
Go ahead. El. Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, you know what I saw? I had Cole Hard Will and I saw Hank last night, right? So I told my co-host last night because I didn't want to lose my train of thought, while the game was going on.
Right.
But what I saw, and I think the guy over top of me, what's his name? Marco?
Marco. You talking about Joe? At the very top, next to me?
Sit next to you.
Yeah, that's Joe. That's Joe.
Right? Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier. That what I saw from the Knicks was they played like a team that been there, done that. You know what I mean? They was real composed last night. There was no sense of urgency coming from that team. Chicago played like a team wanting to prove that they belong with the top echelon. And you got to earn it like how we had to earn it last year. You got to earn that. You got to go through a lot more wars than just playing the Detroit Pistons and the bottom echelon team starting out 4-0. You got to earn it, and you got to earn it against good competition. And, outside of the last 3 minutes, we pretty much dominated that game. We did what we wanted to do. I see that Chicago is not on our level. We are a top echelon team. They're not on our level. They're not a good shooting team. A lot of mistakes that we brought onto ourselves. We out rebounded them. Man, they ain't got no let they sit there keep shooting threes. I love it. Every time we shoot a three, I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Fact.
We cleaned house on the boards. Offensive rebound. Shout out to Mitch. Pay the man. Hashtag pay Mitch. Hashtag get him a sneaker contract. Either
that or you gonna come out there in Tim's.
Oh yeah, we done talked about that one already.
Yeah, he'll come out there in Tim's. I seen that on online. Say, come tell you to pair of Tim's on. So shout out to them guys. But yeah, Chicago's not. I don't see what everybody else sees with that Chicago Bulls team. Yeah, they got a lot of big names, but they got a lot of non-shooters. And if you're a team like the Knicks who are number one in defending the paint, it makes it a hard night for a team like the Chicago Bulls. You seen Zach LaVine, he was frustrated. You seen DeMar Rosa, he couldn't get it going. Lonzo Ball, thank you for taking Chicago money and not coming to the Knicks. We appreciate that. So, salute to Lonzo Ball for that. Because we be cussing up a storm if he was on our team right now. Trust me, fellas.
No doubt.
We would be cussing up a storm if we had him instead of Kimba. We'd be cussing up a storm. So thanks Chicago Bulls for jumping out there, giving him all that bread. It was a good game. Julius got to know how to. This is because it's your team. It doesn't have to always be your team.
Right.
If y'all understand what I'm saying. In them last 3 minutes, the game was flowing. He was doing the right thing until he decided he wanted to put his stamp on the game. But Julius, your stamp was already on the game, my brother. You was playing the perfect game. You had a beautiful game last night. You didn't have to go and try to play hero. You was already winning. Pass the ball. Trust your teammates a little bit more. That's my take. But I didn't want to be too long. So I see Free Keith just came in the building. What's up, Free Keith?
What's the deal? Good morning, chat, brethren, Knicks universe. Yo, first of all, before I get into anything, yo, look. A dirty W, a ugly W is. I'll take an ugly W over a good L any day.
Facts.
Any day.
Facts.
Yes. Did we slip up during the closing minutes? Yeah, we definitely did.
Nah, bro. First of all, this.
See, I don't have the graphics, right?
Oh, you duck my show, so yeah, you don't get no graphic.
So Free Keith, you missed your intro. Wait a minute, hold on. First of all, this.
I saw it. That's hot. It's hot. It's a lot of blanquitas, but it's hot though. It's hot. It's hot.
So before I get to Keith, right? So L put a lot of stuff out there that I want to make sure that we have a chance to unpack, right? And just a couple takes real quick on what L had to say. Very, very poignant and very definite points. When we're talking about who on the court should be the person that everyone else defers to. Automatically in your mind, in the frontal lobe, you're going to say, I need to defer to the best person on the team. Not necessarily the case, right? Because I'm telling you, if the best person on my team works in HR, but I'm running a system to where I need for my production manager on the floor to get the employees engaged, to get the best product out the door, HR ain't doing nothing for me at that time, right? It's not happening that way. So understand what your role is at the point in time that we're in the basketball game. So if in my mind's eye, the person that should be directing all the traffic on the floor, I don't care if your name is Julius Randle or not. I don't care if your name is LeBron James or not. But the person that should be directing the traffic on the floor is the point guard, because in my mind, the point guard should have an overall view of what's going on the court. He knows who the hot hand is. He knows where the mismatches are, and he knows where the ball needs to go to allow us the highest probability of scoring a bucket. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So I think and again, don't get it twisted. This is just the 5th game of the season. So I'm not going to sit here and crucify what we saw last night, thinking that we are, 30, 40 games in, trying to vie for that playoff seed. We're not going to do that, right? But at the same time, understand, see it for what it is. Take those deficiencies that we as fans sit here and watch. We can talk about it, but still, let's be realistic. 5 games in, gentlemen. 5 games in, right?
And here's something else that we got to keep in consideration. And this is with coaches, with players, with teams, and how the league goes in general. Like, everybody across the league are playing their worst games at the beginning of the season.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Everybody across the league are working, are working into the season right now. This is 5 games in. We're all working into the season. We're working it in. We're having some sloppy moments. And this is what I'm saying, coaches and players alike are working through the season, are working into the season right now. And we're doing it and winning.
Yes.
Right.
Take that into consideration. Like, every game, we're going to get a tad bit better. We're going to get a tad bit better. But that energy that we came in from preseason game number 1 is what we need to be looking at as the precursor to those improvements that we want to see.
Facts.
Dude, Tibbs is already improving with his evolving with some of his coaching decisions right now.
Great.
I'm seeing that, and it's cool. Like, I'm not pushing him to be, like mid-season evolved coach. Like, yo, I love what's going on now. There is some mistakes. He should, like, yes, I thought that maybe those last seconds Grimes should have been in instead of like Kemba or instead of Rose. Grimes maybe should have been in because instead of Burks, so we could protect that. But I see where Tibbs is at with that. Like, his last second decisions are still going to be is gonna shift towards who we think is more experienced, who we think, So like, I'm not gonna hold that against him right now. Game 5, game 20, I might hold it against him a little bit more.
Right.
Like, you should have built up a little bit more trust throughout those games. But where we are right now, in terms of like where I see us going, and even with the mistakes that we're having and still being able to scrape wins through them, us in these same situations, and I know Kemba and Evan are great upgrades, but we still have 80% of the same team that we had last season, and those 3 games that we won close would have been 3 losses.
Facts.
Last season,
right?
Of course,
and those losses would have been mid-season losses. Like, I am very, very encouraged as to. I'm gonna wait to see like where we are by game 20 to say that, like, these things weren't corrected. I don't expect them to be 100% perfect now. I expect them to win games how they can while they're working it out, and they doing that. We're number 1 in the East.
Agree. Hey, let me bring my man Chuck Allen in the building. Hey, Chuck, we see you, brother. Hey, welcome. What's your takes on what you saw last night?
First of all, good morning, gentlemen. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat.
Our team is so deep.
That's what I see.
We have so many choices, Sarge.
Mm-hmm.
So many choices. I'm so hyped. My wife was calling me yesterday to do something. I said, I'm watching the game. Don't bother me now. Don't bother me. When the game is over, talk to me. But during the game time, don't bother me and my son. Well, he's learning.
I'm with you. Hey, what you got, Chuck?
I thought one thing that I think as the season goes on that I'm going to be looking for is
Chuck, hit it, Chuck.
When we can't get a basket, is the coach going to set up some kind of play like a go-to, like a bread and butter? Like
I like what I see from Derrick Rose too. He's looking really good, really good. His passing too. Yesterday he had one play. He could have caught Obi for an alley-oop on the left side, and he made a pass to, I think it was to Burks instead. I was like, what are you doing?
Dan, he looked like he thought that was the other player from the other team for a second. Then when he looked around, he was like, "Oh man, my bad, Obi."
you know what play I was talking about, right?
Yeah. When Obi came over his left shoulder, he passed it out to Fournier. When he
it was funny. That's right. Yep.
Hey, guys, let's give Chuck a chance to get his pick in there, and then we can come about what.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Another thing that I'm looking for is for the team to figure out. I don't know if they're going to like have a team meeting with the players only to figure out down the stretch who's going to be the guy that we're going to go to. Who's going to be because even Miami had to do that with D-Wade and Chris Bosh and LeBron James. As good as that team was, they had to sit down and say, "All right, when it's crunch time and we need a bucket, it's got to be you to go get it done." I think that we have to have a bread and butter play because I felt like when we would lose these leads, it's because we're not executing our offense down the stretch. Where when you come out of timeout, like let's say the San Antonio Spurs, when they come out of a timeout, they have a play that gets them a bucket, right
off the
bat, and it was a lot of not getting buckets and free throws. I love Jules. But when it's crunch time and you put him on the line, he is not dependable. Other than that, I thought it was a good game. We were in control of that whole game until the last 3 minutes, and I was like, "Yo, do not do this to me. Do not do this tonight. No way. We dominated them all night. Let's not do this." And some things broke our way, and we walked away with a W, and I can appreciate that. So we just got to build on that going forward, not play down to New Orleans on Saturday.
Right.
Go in there, put our foot on their necks, get out there, get some rest, and be focused for Monday. That's my take.
And we should be 5-0. But we had to learn a very valuable lesson in Game 3, a very valuable lesson, and I hope that resonates into the New Orleans game that we're about to play. Every team is a number one team. You don't play down to no team.
I agree. Right. I think what we saw
against, we do it so bad. We do it so bad that we do it in game as well. And I noticed that last game. When they think they have a game in hand, they ease up on executing the offense.
Yep, I agree. Hey, so let me get Danny in here. Hey, Danny, you heard what Chuck just had to say, and then
I couldn't hear him. There was problems with the mic. I couldn't hear him. Something was going on. What did he say?
So he basically concurred with what we've been talking about the entire show, right? So versus. What I don't want to get into is takes against takes. So just give me what you saw last night and how you think the game went down.
Hold on, before you go, I just wanted to let you know I'm about to jet, but I wanted to just again show my love and appreciation to everybody in the chat and on the panel.
Ronald Steele.
I love y'all conversations, and of course, I'll catch y'all next go round.
No doubt. Hey, you be easy out there, my brother.
Have a great day.
Safe travels, bro.
All right, Jay.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
See you, buddy. Uncle Freezy is in the building.
Danny Landis
There it is.
is in the building.
My son loves it when you do that, Freezy.
What's good, man?
Yeah.
I was behind the scenes working on G-Man for Life new intro, man. I got a T-Pain beat I'm using.
Nice.
Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, he need all the help he could get.
Auto-tune.
That's right. I'm on your neck. I'm on your neck.
So what I generally do, I view this type of behavior as that's in your ear that you just kind of swat out every now and then. You know?
You swatted up. You swatted it out. You ain't pull up to our show on Wednesday though.
So I'm gonna tell you why, Keith. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
I was in the building. I watched the dynamic duo had going on screen, and I thought my presence there would have threw that off. And I value what you got going on cam. You know what I'm saying?
My God, G-Man. Yo, look, you hear his silky smooth return. Let me break that down for you. His little back talk. Let me break it down to you. Boy, I was scared because y'all takes was hitting. There was nothing I had to say. There was nothing I could say different from y'all takes. I wasn't gonna win that day.
So,
but I respect your business decision.
No doubt, it's definitely a business decision because what I don't want to give the people, I don't want to give the people for free what they're gonna have to pay for. And what is that debate league when it comes up when it really matters. When Bill is laying back here on this chair right here, you already know what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so leave it at that. But hey, great show for you guys on Wednesday night for sure.
Appreciate it.
So let's get back to the business at hand. I don't want to get distracted here. So Danny, we sorry for all the. So you just watched about 2 minutes of commercials right now when you're trying to get. so go ahead and
hey,
let's.
G-Man, I gotta tell you, G-Man, they should have a show with you and Michael Strahan together. You two together? That would be awesome. You two together? I love Michael Strahan, bro. That guy is so cool.
Yeah, man.
That's my dude, for real.
We stomped you out. That's it.
No doubt.
We stomped you out. That's it.
Yo, can we talk about how we washed the number 1 seed in the East last a few nights ago, though? Yeah. The number 1 seed last season, we washed them. And when I say wash, we washed them by almost 20 points. So I have nothing. There is like you can't even really get me to be mad about the little things that we got to correct right now. You can't.
We washed them. We washed them in Cornerstone Kev's sink.
Yeah.
Yo, Keith, you and GI are awesome together too.
Yeah, facts.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Great.
Much appreciated.
Great duo. So Ron, you over there, I ain't gonna let you sit over there in the corner and be quiet, right? So I know you've given your takes on kind of what you saw, but I'm kind of looking for your opinion on what are we doing in the. I'm not even gonna split you, right? In the next 24 hours, 24 to 36 hours, we got to get. When is our next game? Day's Friday, Saturday
at 6 o'clock.
Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday at 6 o'clock against the Pelicans.
So what are you thinking? Where do we need to go based on what you've seen over the course of the last 5 games, specifically what you saw last night against the Bulls team, and what we need to do to move forward? Not looking past the Pelicans, but how do you build upon the success that the Knicks have had thus far?
Well, what Julius said, how they felt after the game that they lost to Orlando. I think that's the same thing they got to pull from. They got to take that same energy. You can't sleep. It was up all night thinking about what they did. The whole team was struggling I want them to pull from that same energy because last night was one of those games we could have lost. And that would have been devastating if we would have lost that game after being up that comfortably in the last couple minutes. So I want them all to pull that same energy from that and take that right into New Orleans and say, listen, we're going to play our game, and no matter what they do, they're not beating us. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. No need to get frazzled. If I ain't got it going, I'm going to get you involved. And when you see me looking, you're calling your number, do what you got to do and take over. That's it. It's really simple when you think about it, because this Knicks team is already battle tested. Yeah, we haven't shown enough in the playoffs yet, but regular season wise, we've been there. We've done that. We should have no problems against New Orleans. They are 1-4 team. They're not good. But as I was trying to say, I was going back and forth with some other people. You gotta take these teams seriously, because you know what, a 1-4 team is struggling, and in their mind they want to win a game, and what better way to win a game and then against the Knicks and show, hey yo, we beat the Knicks, yeah, we 1-4, but we beat the Knicks. No, we can't have that. They got to go out there and take care of them, and that's it. Move on. As Evergreen would say, yeah, we got to have championship thoughts. Even if I don't know if we there yet, we got to have championship thoughts. So all these teams is victories.
Bro, it's like the Buster Douglas thing with Mike Tyson. Remember
God.
that? Buster Douglas.
Don't bring that
people
up.
Look at Buster Douglas was a talented, underachieving dude that was not motivated. And what happened was he got all the motivation he needed fighting Mike Tyson when his mom passed away.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, but Tyson's mind was messed up, though. If he was on his game, Tyson was going to win that fight.
Man, Tyson should have ate him.
Tyson was going to win. If his head wasn't messed up from everything going on, he was going to knock this guy out quickly.
Right, but the thing is,
your head being in it is part of the whole sport.
Right. Yep. And
Exactly.
And so the thing is one team that was one side that was underachieving and underperforming got motivated, and the other side had all the talent and slept on the opponent. Mm-hmm. And it was the perfect storm for now.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, gentlemen, we got some newcomers to the panel. First of all,
wait, hold on 1 second, G-Man. I don't mean to cut you out, but I want to make sure I get this out, because I don't know what's going to happen.
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
Definitely, I'm not giving a plug from my show. I just definitely want y'all to tune in to the Still Nick Fans episode, season 2, episode 1. All you guys who love content creators, all you content creators that we know and love, all the Blorange family, definitely check that out, because we gave a big salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all. We want everybody to know who's out there doing their thing, who we respect, and everybody should champion these guys, because they're all doing a great job. And I want to also say, G-Man, and for Keith, when we talk about the Blue and Orange Tears family, I'm bigging up Uncle Freezy, but I'm also bigging up all of y'all, because y'all, it's a network, y'all all together. So I appreciate all y'all. I watch all y'all shows. So if I didn't shout you out specifically, just know that the love is there, and I'm thinking about all of y'all.
Salute.
Hey,
yes. Love received.
No doubt.
Yeah, for those who don't see, his IG page is lit. He got a nice post up there too, fellas. I got to go to his IG page to check it out. It's dope.
So I'm definitely going to do a better job about paying their patrons to Ron's show, right? So my timeline just don't align, but I'm gonna get up in the building for you, my brother Ron, and we're gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, can you drop the link to your joint? To the link to your joint in our private chat?
Oh yeah, I'll do that. You got it.
Appreciate you.
Facts. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I haven't done my due diligence right now, and I'm feeling like I'm letting the public down, right? So I'm telling you right now, if you now have not already done so, hit that like button. Go ahead, hit that like button. I need you to go ahead and move down, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when this content is going live. You don't want to miss this. And look, not only to do that, I'm gonna ask you to go outside, maybe outside, have an out-of-body experience, or whatever the case may be. Tell a friend, and then ask a friend to tell a friend, and then ask that friend to tell a friend, because you like what you see. I'm telling you right now, even if you're not a Knicks fan, if you are a Raptors fan and you know the Knicks are about to be a Raptor, come in the building. We can have a conversation. Bring the Raptor fans with you. We can have a conversation. We can chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
They got to be ready for that smoke, though.
Yeah,
bring the smoke.
Smoke. But I'm telling you right now, I believe in people having a voice. And this type platform right here gives people that voice. So, you know, regardless of who your team is, if you like basketball, if you like chopping it up with people that are knowledgeable about the basketball content, come into the building. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then we're going to move forward. Having said all that, let me get the last two dudes that came in, right? My man, my mellow, my brother from another mother, Rob the Nick. It's been a long time, my brother. How you doing? How you doing?
What up? What up? What up?
What's good with you?
First of all, G, never let Free Keith and them think that they handling you. We from third shift. We don't play that.
Look at this dude. This dude talking from you. When you talking from your deathbed? Like, look what are you talking about, brother?
Look, I silently watch they show just to see what they talking about.
Silently watch.
It's nothing really to say. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, your boy Ghetto is all in his feelings every Wednesday. Once he get out his feelings, he's gonna be a good. He'll be a good. He can analyze good.
You leave my man's GI alone, yo. Right? That's a knowledgeable brother, and his emotions always come with math. They always come with math.
But he stays in his feelings.
I'm standing up for the man who ain't here.
Yeah, you tell him I said so.
All right. Pull up then. Pull up. You tell him. Pull up.
I'll pull up.
I'll see you Wednesday then. I'll see you Wednesday then.
I'll pull up for y'all.
All right. I hear you talking. The man who you defending said he'll pull up too, and I ain't see him. So I don't know what you talking about.
Look, you know when I pull up, the price go up. You know
what
I'm saying?
Wow.
When I pull up, the price is like the stock exchange. When I pull up, the price go up.
So this is what we're gonna do, gentlemen. I just had an epiphany just came to me, right? So Freezy, I'm gonna need to see your face on the screen real quick, right? Because I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here in the ethers for God and everybody to see. Because I see what's happening right now, right? I see where this motivation and this energy level is going. Freezy, where you at? Freezy done stepped away from the screen. I'm gonna have to have him watch this on rewatch.
He ain't coming. He ain't coming to save you either. I don't need
to be saved. I don't need to be saved.
Ain't no heroes here. Ain't no heroes.
Listen, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, because we about to get this Blorange Tears debate league off the ground. Because right now, I feel there's a whole lot of people with a whole lot of opinions that they can't validate right now. So I'm gonna give Uncle Freaky. We gonna get this. We gonna get the brackets out here, so we know who we got to prep for and whatever. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm tired of seeing that belt on the bear on Freezy's bed. Belt needs to be right here. Laying I'm just
Let's
saying.
see it again.
That's what we're gonna do. But I don't want to get sidetracked. So welcome to my man Rob and Nick. Long time no see. It's good to see you, my brother. But my man, my mellow down there, serving his country. He's multitasking right now. You know what I'm saying? My man Evergreen. You know what I'm saying? What's
I don't need him to multitask on this, yo. Focus on saving this country,
Yeah, it's kind of hard listening to y'all talk about nothing, yell and scream at each other about nothing. So I'll just sit here and be patient. When the time comes, I'll drop my gem, and then I'll leave out when need be. What's going on, y'all? Hey, you guys know how to spell bulls, right?
Yep.
P-U, and then you put an L. The L comes after it.
Yeah, it does.
Right? So, rough win last night. 2:13 left, in a fourth, and we seem to crumble apart. But I love the fact, a lot of people may not have really paid attention to this, but I love the fact that Kemba took charge in the last 10 seconds of the game and waved everybody off, right? which goes to show that this team is now like, and it wasn't even a debate. It was like he was dribbling the ball in his left hand.
Yep.
He put his hand up and he waved twice.
Yeah.
And everybody pushed back to the baseline. So that what that does is it tells you the amount of trust that all of the players have within each other. That nobody is here to argue. Nobody is here to fight. Everybody is here with unity, right? And maybe they even noticed that there might have been a potential mismatch that was there, even though it clearly wasn't, because that dude that was guarding him is super freakishly athletic.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
they trust in everyone. Hold on, New York City. This is obvious what's going on here. New York City is just disrespectful. Always New York, man. But what it go, like I said, it shows that this team has unity. You know, we really could have lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the decision that Kemba made with driving to the paint was a bad decision, but the fact still remains that this team trusts each other. That's what's most important out of all of this. Win, lose, or whatever, they're gonna trust each other it's like when comedians say bad jokes, right? They were trying to be funny, like they weren't trying to be corny. The joke was just bad, right? We know that when they have this, when a basketball player is waving everybody off, the intent is to seal the game or win the game, right? We know that they're not trying to be malicious in the wave off, right? So when we look at what Julius Randle did last season, because we know he didn't quite have the help that we would say he needed, some could say that him waving people off was selfish. If you guys notice, in the very beginning of the game, Julius Randle called for the ball, and Evan Fournier waved him off. Did Julius Randle get upset? Did Julius Randle get upset? It was literally the very first play of the game.
Yep.
First play of the game.
He waved them off?
He waved them off. He waved them off to the
And
left.
And it wasn't the first time this game.
And it wasn't right. So what I'm saying is, this is the first time that you've seen in really in comparison to a lot of teams and their egos, where players are in their own right waving each other off, and the respect is immediately given. We got something special here, people. Knicks are winning the damn championship. I don't care what nobody else got to say.
I'm with you, Evergreen. I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, after what I'm seeing right now, after what I'm seeing right now, I don't want to hear nobody tell me that we ain't in a position to beat any team. Like we could beat any team. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yes.
Our three ball is sweet, and our defense is still. It might not be the top 3 that it was last season, but it's gonna be top 10. Gonna be top 10.
Do you stay next to the fire department and the hospital? Like, Jesus Christ, what is going on in New York City right now?
Well, sounds like it.
This just sounds of the city, baby. Sounds of the city.
There's a such thing called a mute button.
Yeah, man. They talking while I'm talking. What I'm supposed to do?
The Knicks are on fire.
All right, that's the sound. So the bottom line is, this is something special that we haven't seen since, the 2015 season, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy with what I saw. Cardiac Knicks as usual. Anybody that was suspecting that a game was going to be super easy to come by and that we were going to get a W very easily. It was just me. I talk all that trash and I cap all that, but really I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. You know what I mean? We got to put the Superman chest out, but Superman be scared sometimes too, So it's good to see that even in those times where even our players are scared, we can see it, that the rest of the team will rally behind and give that support. So big shout out to that blue and orange.
Evergreen, let me ask you a question, brother. And I know you know the answer to the question I'm about to ask you, right?
Okay.
What is the definition of courage?
Courage is the ability to overcome your fear and push forward, even in a situation where you think something is wrong. Right? Absolutely. We could take that and jumble it around many different ways, right? But we'll go back to Kemba again, right? We'll go back to Kemba. We know that over the past season and the last four games that the ball was going through Julius Randle's hands, right?
Yeah, I gotta stab out, fellas. I gotta go judge some doors, some Halloween boards. All right.
We know.
Come back.
Evergreen, give me a second, Evergreen. Give me 1 second. L, go ahead and shout out what you guys got going on tonight as far as what your production is. Shout that out before you.
I think we're going on at 8 tonight for the love of the game. I know everybody keeps saying it's hard for them to get the channel. It's the number 4, fellas, and spell out the word 4. Number 4, OUR, love of the game on YouTube. No doubt. Everybody keeps saying they can't get the
So L, what I would ask you to do before you jump off is put that in the chat so people know where to find you guys and how to find your content. That would probably be helpful for the fans that's here today.
And I think we got another special guest.
Don't worry about it.
We got I think.
Oh, nice. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put that in.
Huh?
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say I'm gonna put that in the chat for y'all. Okay.
I think good idea. Yeah, put that in. I think we got a surprise guest. I don't want to throw it out there yet, but it's a former Knicks from the championship team.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
What?
Yeah.
I'm definitely pulling off.
My boy Hartwell working today, so he's working hard on this one for y'all.
Team?
So hopefully we get that tonight for y'all. We had Father MC on the other night, which was dope. Freezy came through.
Maybe
Thanks for coming through. G-Man came through. You know what I mean? Y'all guys came through, show some love. Still Knicks fan came through. Thanks for showing love. Yeah, we're just gonna try to do that. So tonight at 8, hope y'all. So we'll be on tonight at 8. Tippy Cup Fridays, G-Man.
All right, brother.
All right.
Easy,
love y'all guys.
All right.
I gotta go judge some doors now. Happy Halloween.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Evergreen, I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but I had to give respect where respect's due. But
Absolutely.
I want to definitely give you your platform. So go ahead and resume. You know what I'm saying? So if the fans, for those of you just tuning in, the question that I asked Evergreen was, definitely the courage. He gave it, and then he started to solidify how that expands to the Knicks organization. Go ahead, Evergreen.
All right. So it took, obviously I'm always going to highlight anything that Kemba does, good or bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that over the last season and even the last 4 games that the ball has been consistently going through Julius Randle when he's on the floor, whether it's he's the guy that's in attempts to facilitate like he was last night, or he's the guy that's going to take the last shot. We know that that's what's going on.
Right.
It took a tremendous amount of courage for Kemba Walker, the guy that's, he's Nick, the new guy on the team, for him to say, screw what Tom Thibodeau wants.
Yeah.
Right? Because we know what Tom Thibodeau wants. Screw what Tom Thibodeau wants. Screw what Julius Randle is used to.
I'm taking over.
I got this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he didn't get it the way we wanted him to get it. But if anything,
he tried his best.
He tried his best, and he ran the clock down more, which is the smart thing to do.
Yeah,
right.
Very good.
So, hey, please. I got to give my take on this. Oh my God!
I agree with you, but I feel like
hold up. Don't interrupt my man. Let him get his take in, and then we go back and we discuss. Go ahead, Evergreen.
Like I said, it takes an incredible amount of courage to be able to go against that. We can talk all about how much we think or how much the team says we think that Tom Thibodeau trusts everybody, but you really don't know if you can trust somebody until you have them in a situation like that, right? So Tom Thibodeau can say, yeah, I trust Kemba Walker, but does he really? We know he trusts Julius Randle. We know he trusts Derrick Rose. We know he trusts Taj Gibson, right? But does he trust Kemba Walker yet? And in order to show that you can trust me, you got to get put in the fire to do something, right? Or win or lose, you got to get put in the fire to do something. Kemba Walker had 2 good games back to back. The other night he had 19. Tonight he had 20, or last night he had 21. But that's what Kemba does. So we can trust him to get his points. But now that you're on a new team after coming back from an injury, can we trust you to close? right? So it took Kemba's courage to say, you know what? Now is your time to trust me, Thibodeau. Now is your time where I'm going to do this and show you what I got. Granted, is Tom Thibodeau able to trust him right now? I wouldn't say so right now, just because he didn't seal the game off the way it was supposed to. The other Chicago still had another chance to get a bucket, but he does trust RJ Barrett on the best scorer or the second best scorer on the team. So, all I'm saying is the trusting part is just as much a player development issue as it is a coaching development issue, and it's going to take that courage for players such as Kemba Walker or even Emmanuel Quickly or whoever at the guard position to say, I got this right now, let me hold it down. And we already know in regards to Quickly, they already say he's crazy, he's going to try to pull up the crazy wild shot anyway. So Tom Thibodeau is already like whatever with him. But with Kemba Walker, he's much more poised, he's much more organized, and he's the guy that's been consistent over his career with hitting shots like that. Now you just got to show it in an orange and blue uniform.
I agree. Okay, so real quick, this is what we're going to do. This is what we call the money round, right? 30 seconds or less. If you guys agree or disagree with Evergreen's take, I'm going to give you a chance to get your rocks off real quick, right? 30 seconds or less. And in 30 seconds, I'm cutting you off. I'm telling you right now. So Rob, go ahead. I'm going to start with you, brother. Go ahead. Did you agree or disagree, or what are your takes or contorts to what Evergreen had to say?
I totally disagree. And let me tell you why. The last 10 minutes to go with down the stretch when he was up 10. Kimball went to Julius Randle on Alonzo Ball 4 straight times. Not only that, Tibbs did not even recognize. They recognized the mismatch. Tibbs didn't even recognize it, but he posted him out too far from the basket. It didn't work. He went inside. He missed the shot. They went right back to him. He got stripped. And all of this time, who was feeding him? Kemba Walker. So if you want to put it down to it, you can say Julius Randle and Walker, they the ones who shrunk the lead. Because they went 4 times with Tibbs watching it. In-game decisions are very important. If you think you was watching championship ball yesterday, you are totally wrong in the last 2 minutes of the game. Championship teams close those games out. Now, we had 2 games like that this year. Now, it's mad work to be done. Now, down the stretch right then and there, Randall at the end, he missed so much that his confidence got shooken. That's how come it was easy for Walker to shake him off. Because he didn't really want the ball after what he just did. So therefore, and then Walker couldn't beat nobody. And then you made the decision to keep on going to him. So if you wanted to do something to get the coach's approval, you should have went elsewhere. And you didn't.
Okay.
Can I respond to that?
Cost us the game.
Can I respond to
So
that?
not yet. So what we're going to do is, I don't want to get this into a back and forth. So I'm gonna get everybody's takes, and then I'm gonna come back to you, Evergreen, and let you close it out, right? So let's go to Ron. Ron, what's your takes on what Evergreen had to say, and based on what you saw in the game last night?
Ron, you're muted, brother.
If you're talking, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't hear. It was breaking up a little bit, so I didn't hear you say me.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, man. Nah, man, I totally disagree with Ever. What's he talking? Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, yeah.
Crazy.
I do think that I mean Evergreen has his point, but I don't know, man. It's tough because I'm of the mindset that Tibbs needed to do more down the stretch with these situations and not let it solely rely on the players and the decision making.
I agree.
I think we've been here before, and that's what a coach does, right? This is and listen, we can say what we said about Tibbs, since he's been here. He's changed this organization, the franchise around. He's given us a defensive identity. We out here winning basketball games. We got better better players on our team, and now we're able to do a lot more, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in this league. But you know what? Tibbs' knock has always been good regular season coach, playoffs, stuff starts to fall apart. So, he's feeling the pressure too, and sometimes he doesn't necessarily take control and make the right adjustments down the stretch. That's how you lose games. So I understand, but I'm going to say this is on Tibbs.
Me too.
Good take. I agree. So Danny, you heard what Evergreen had to say.
Yes, I did.
Give me your takes, brother.
I agree with Evergreen, because how many times did we see Kemba hit that shot at the end? I have faith in Kemba, and I'm glad he took it upon himself to do that, because I call him Kemba the Killer.
Okay.
He stepped up. He thought he had the chance to do it, and sometimes it doesn't work. The shot's not going to go in all the time, but I give him credit for that. I'm not sure if Tibbs called for it. He made his own decision, but I would roll with Kemba. I don't feel bad that he missed the shot. I'm glad he tried. Some people don't want to do that. They're going to pass it off. And when you give the ball to Randall a lot, recently he's getting hacked a lot too. He's getting butchered a lot.
Yeah.
He's getting butchered. They're not making a lot of calls, and you can see on his face he's getting agitated. But I agree with Evergreen. Right away, I agree with him.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
That is that. So on my screen right now, I can't see who's sitting next to Ron or Ron. Who is underneath me? Can somebody tell me?
That's me. That's me. Freaky.
Okay. All right. Because look, if your face had came up, I'd been like, okay, I see you, but all I got is the generic, right? That's all I see. So Keith, you heard what Evergreen had to say. Go ahead and chime in, brother.
I agree with him partially about like Kemba having the confidence and the building trust, that there's a building trust and this, that, and the other. But I disagree that he was like waving them off and telling, you know what I'm saying, like going against the plan. I don't think that was going against the plan at all. Like, I think like we have like multiple closers out there. And I think that as he was looking throughout the game, it looked like this was his game to close. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why the direction went how it went.
Okay, that's fair.
That's it.
I believe that's fair. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna throw it back to my man G.I. Joe down there in the camo. You know what I'm saying? And so Evergreen, you heard everything that everybody had to say. We got your takes up front. So what are your closing statements at this point?
All right. So watching the game before the 2-minute and 20-second point in the game in the fourth quarter, there was a timeout called on the other end.
Right.
There was a timeout called on Chicago's end. Mm-hmm. And during that huddle, what I gathered from it is now we need to run this clock because we are up. Well, they were up 12-13. Now we need to run this clock. Mm-hmm. So the ball gets inbounded. The ball is coming across the court slowly. The play is getting set up slowly. Double screens on the right hand, off ball, pinch post. There's Julius Randle being guarded by Lonzo Ball. Running the clock. Right now, the intention obviously is to hopefully get a bucket and take as much time off the court as possible. Everybody else that was on the floor, they were all smaller wings in comparison to what Chicago had on the floor, right? The only other person that was strong enough to guard anybody consistently was R.J. Barrett, and he's guarding DeMar DeRozan. But on the other end, everybody else will easily get overpowered on their offensive end. So the plan was let Julius Randle run the clock and keep bringing him the ball. Nobody was expecting Vucevic to hit that big three.
No.
Off of that play, right? That big three was the clear momentum shift, and everything fell apart from there, right?
He was hitting it all game.
No, but not the way that, because it was a broken play.
He could shoot that guy. Vucevic could shoot threes. He could hit that.
He absolutely can shoot, but the shot that he made was off of a broken play. It wasn't a set play for him. That play was broke. It was a broken fast break, right? There was a defensive stopper on our end, and Vucevic was the final trailer coming back off of defense. And the ball was kicked out to him, and he hit the shot. Mitchell Robinson was already down there in the paint, right? This was just before the Mitchell Robinson's hurt portion, right?
He got hurt again. Yeah.
This was just before that, right? So that was the turn of it. So my point in bringing up the issue with Randle was that whole sequence in the last 2 minutes was by design. It was by design. Tom Thibodeau wanted that to happen. Should Randle have secured it? Absolutely. He had Lonzo Ball guarding him. But Lonzo Ball started to eat him up on the defensive end.
He did, yeah.
Started to eat him up.
I give him credit for that, yeah.
So now, what does Kemba decide? What is Kemba to do, right? Yes, he was scored. He was already at 21 points within the game. Yes, he was already the leading scorer. Yes, all that is indeed true. And the momentum would eventually shift to Kemba because he can score. He can close games. But at that point,
forced it though.
I'm not absolving him that. I'm not saying he didn't. He definitely did. But what I'm saying is the courage came from Kemba looking over there and saying to himself, yo, Tibbs has got us still going to Julius Randle in the last 2 minutes. And it's not working because Lonzo Ball is eating him up. I got to do something. Right? I'm not absolving Tom Thibodeau of not doing anything. I'm not absolving Julius Randle from hitting bad shots, and I'm not even absolving for Kemba Walker from missing the shot.
That's the part where we disagree, though.
I'm simply saying that the team is beginning to trust in something different outside of it's just Julius Randle. Right, the players on the floor are saying outside of Julius Randle, we have something here. Whereas before, it would have just been we're gonna crash and burn on Julius Randle.
Okay, but we didn't do that last year because Rose was a big part of what we was doing down the stretch. The problem with Kemba is he was involved in the Boston debacle and he was involved in this one down the end of the stretch. He's 0-2, almost. He's 1-1 in the situation. He got saved last night, but he was part of the same thing in Boston.
I'm not disagreeing with that either.
This year.
So the point. That's the part. That's the part of your argument. That's the part of your argument that I disagree with, though. Like it's. I think. What's going on? I don't think that he was. Going against I don't think he was going against any kind of going against the grain. I think he already had that. He already was in that scenario already in the season in the Boston game. He's going against Tibbs and what you call it again this game. Nah, it was set up for him again to do that,
and he failed.
It was just a dub. Other cats are Randall has deferred to Fournier. In the OT joint. So you can't say we have multiple closers. It's anybody's given night. It literally as the coach, this dude has been the hot hand. And I know I've seen him do it before. He's got it. Even if he misses those two, we're gonna see it again, and it's not gonna be an accident.
So the reason I'm smiling right now is because this is so emblematic of this conversation, right? Because I legit said probably about 30 minutes ago that the person that's on the court, on the basketball court, the floor general is the person that discerns who has the high hand, where the mismatches are, and what gives us the best opportunity to win the basketball game. Now, if that's Kemba Walker, it's Kemba Walker. If it's a Fournier Randall combination, that's what it is. If it's pounding the ball down in the paint, that's what it is. But I'm telling you, the person that's going to make that decision at that time is not the person that's on the sideline. The only thing Tom can do is put you in a situation to where you have the best opportunities available to you. I'm gonna put you in that situation. Now, whoever the floor general is on the floor at that point, you have to decide whose hand is the ball going based on the matchup that's on the floor at the end of the day. Who has the high hand? That's a case in point. And normally, if you have the high hand, that kind of goes in line with a mismatch. Because I'm telling you right now, I said this 2 days ago, right? The thing that I did not want to see that I saw last night was NBA trying to defend.
G-Man.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
G-Man, I'm sorry. No, I was just trying to say I can't really hear you. There's a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah, somebody got to mute their mic.
I was trying to.
I can't. I don't have the ability to mute everybody. So I would tell you that unless you're talking, mute your mic. How about that?
That'll work.
How about that? Let's do that. And that takes all the background noise out, right? And then as I call on you, you unmute and I'll mute, and then we can go that route. I think it's a little bit easier, right? But I say all that to say this.
But
go ahead, Ron.
I didn't want to cut you off, but being that I just wanted to jump in real quick, let you finish. A lot of this, we're talking about it, but a lot of this has to do with just it was great to watch Kemba decide to take control. He saw the game was getting out of whack. He wanted to try to stabilize it a little bit. He just made a bad call. His shot was just a bad shot. He was trying to break the defender down. He couldn't get anywhere. Then he said, you know what, let me give him a little cross, try to get into the lane, which was his worst mistake, because once he got into the lane, then he used his own height against him. There was a disadvantage. You can't try to post another dude up that's got like 6 inches on you. What you doing?
And it was the wrong play at the wrong time. Totally. And like I said, going down the stretch right there, they could have absorbed all of that easily by just swinging the ball around to the other side. They stayed committed to, you know what the definition of insanity is. Keep on doing the same thing, thinking you're going to get a different result. And it just got worse. And it shouldn't have took 5 possessions for them to figure out that it didn't work. And Kemba was a part of it, because if he was really on his game, he would have ran off Randall then. And then we would have never been in the position that we were in at the end of the game.
So I'll ask this if I may. Outside of tonight, if you was to say Julius Randle versus Alonzo Ball in the paint, who wins that? Outside of what you saw last night,
Randle.
Okay.
No. Ask yourself this question: what is Ball known for?
Lord have mercy. This is the only
his
reason
defense.
I like this.
Listen, I would take Julius Randle over Lonzo Ball in the paint every day.
But not 30 feet from the rim.
No, that's not. Look, bro, that's not the question. Is Julius Randle versus Lonzo Ball in the paint? Not talking about what we saw.
Right. But he was 30 feet from the rim. That was the problem. He had to back him down. If he had the ball in the paint, it wouldn't have been no problem. It would have been mounting the house. The problem was he was 30 feet from the rim.
Okay, got it. Right. So now we saw what Julius Randle did all game. He wasn't very successful with his scoring, but he was distributing that ball from the pinch post position, which is the same exact spot where he was getting the ball from and when he was being guarded by Lonzo Ball.
No, but see, that's the point, Evergreen. At 2 minutes, at 2:16, remember that timeout that you called? That's when they did it. That was the adjustment that Chicago made, and Tibbs didn't recognize it, and it almost cost us the game. He wasn't on them the whole game. It was at that 2:16 mark. That was the adjustment that Chicago made, and we didn't do anything, and it almost cost us the game.
Well, it wouldn't have been Tom Thibodeau's move to make the adjustment because he only had one timeout left.
But I'm talking about when we was up 13 and they called that timeout at 2:16. Chicago's adjustment was put Ball on Randall.
Right. So they made the adjustment, and Kemba saw the adjustment, and Randall popped out the pinch post. Yes. And the intent was everybody move out of the way and let Randall work. Right. Let's see if we can draw the other help defenders away from him. Now, granted, they didn't move.
Yep, they didn't.
Right?
They
didn't move, but the intent was to get them to go away.
Right.
But 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Julius Randle against Lonzo Ball.
All day.
Right. Now,
I can understand. I can understand what you're talking about in that situation, but the thing is, you don't do it 5 times to figure out it don't work, and why they cutting into our lead.
So
he stole the ball, he blocked his shot, he stripped them in the paint, all of this, and you keep on going there. That was the problem.
There's a lot to unpack here, gentlemen, and I got probably about 2 minutes and 30 seconds before I got to jump on a call that pays my bills, right? But I would say, I would say this. I would say that what we visualized last night as fans or coaching staff or whatever dynamic that you watch this game is, there's a lot to unpack and there's a lot to learn from. Again, this is the 5th game in a long season, right?
And it happened twice.
But I'm telling you right now, Rob, I don't think we're gonna have to see this again. To be honest,
hope not.
I don't see we have to do this again because when you run into situations like this, there are a lot of names that we've thrown out tonight. You know, we talked about RJ, we talked about Kemba, we talked about Fournier, we talked about Randall, we talked about a whole bunch of different players, right? But I'm telling you right now, at the end of the day, the responsibility, and we give a lot of accolades and whatever to the front office and the coaching staff. The job of the front office right now is to figure out what we're doing moving forward. Not about what is currently constructed on the roster, but what are we doing moving forward. The coaching staff job is to figure out how to best utilize those 15 individuals that's on my roster. Figure out when you put them in, when you take them out, and what the game plan is based on who we're facing. And I believe in my heart of hearts that there is a progressive thought process as to how we move forward with that. I think as fans, what we need to do is we need to figure out that we're not going to win every night. Julius Randle's not going to be the high scorer every night. Kemba Walker's not going to have a good game every night. RJ Barrett is not going to be the Broadway bully that we want him to be every night, right? That's not going to happen. So we need to take this in moderation, figure out what we're doing, and at the end of the day, I think that the gauge, and I like gauges. I like to be able to put, things out there that we can measure. Tomorrow's game, and people will say, "Oh, it's a Pelicans game. We don't do blah blah blah." No, I need for you to don't watch the game. Watch the players. Watch how they interact with each other. Watch what their chemistry is on the court. Watch who dominates the ball and who directs everything else that's going on the court. That's what you watch, because I believe we get the W. I don't think that's in jeopardy, right? But at the same time, understand the effort and what these guys are putting forward when they step on the court. And that's all I got to say. Freezy, if you're in the building, I'm gonna need you to step in because I got to step out. I got like 30 seconds left, for real. For real. Keith, you here?
I'm here still.
Okay.
I'll run the show.
All right. So, Evergreen, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. So, again, I got to go do that thing to pay the bills. If this call is short, if you guys are still on, I'll jump back in for sure.
All right. Peace and love.
All right, brother. Hey, it's good to see you, brothers, too, for real.
Let me just say, this is my first time as the official host. What's going on here? Usually I'm the guy that's in and out. This is the first time I'm the unofficial host of the Blorange Tears Network, Knicks Morning Drive. Usually y'all catch me driving, right? But I'm here now. Listen, last night was, a very, very rough win. It wasn't nearly as emotional as the Boston win at the season opener because we were there. But it definitely was an emotional save. And if anything, you can say, that you're proud. You're proud to see exactly what RJ Barrett is capable of on the defensive end. He systematically shut down 3 All-Stars since the opening of the preseason. He shut down Bradley Beal in the preseason twice. He put Jason Tatum in a Boston Crab. Okay. And not that he shut down DeMar DeRozan, but he held them down when it counted. And in reality, if you look at those points, they were all like weird backdoor cuts and off-ball screen jumpers that DeMar DeRozan was hitting. Right? So you have to be proud of where RJ Barrett has come. And I would go so far as to say that he is the better, more well-rounded player out of that draft. Out of the top 10 people in that draft, he's the most well-rounded out of all of them. We start to look at Mitchell Robinson, and we can tell that he's still not used to the weight of his body. Shoes exploding.
Sorry about that, Joe. I had a call I had to take, man. I'm sorry.
No, you okay?
That's a
okay?
Nike problem. That's a Nike problem.
Right. This is shoes exploding. Him not.
Nike selling cheap shoes to the NBA. You gotta watch him.
Hey, and I will say, I don't know if I should even say this on the show, but we know that those shoes come from China, and we know what's going on with China right now. I'm gonna leave it at that. We don't gotta dig no deeper. But needless to say that this team is slowly starting to find itself under the tutelage of Tom Thibodeau. And we are in for something extremely special this year. Extremely special. We're probably going to see things
like what, Evergreen G?
Man, you already know. What's understood don't need to be said. Crazy. If you ask me, but I'm just trying to get you guys to all see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're definitely winning the championship this season. I feel it. Through all this is a team that is built to overcome through adversity.
Okay.
All right. This is the way that team is structured. 2 point guards that could be injured at any given time, 2 big men that could be injured at any given time, and an all-star power forward, a potential and 4 potential all-stars in the middle of them.
Oh.
Right. A broken down old former MVP. Right. A 2-time all-star who's broken, that they both can still hoop, right? Like the story is written. The story has been written, right? That's probably my favorite Nas album. It was written, So y'all just gotta look outside of what's going on right in front of you right now, and project into the future. And there's nothing but high hopes for this team. So peace and love, Knick family.
Hey man, I gotta run, y'all. I got some stuff that I gotta do real quick.
All right, fam.
Yo, but listen, I'm doing the joint on Vibes and stuff. It used to be named Chop It Up. I'm doing the joint. Free Keith, I want you to come through if you can. Ollie, I want you to come through if you can. It's a thing. It's called Generations. Are We So Different? It's a joint where we talk about our kids and styles and things that go on nowadays in comparison to what used to go on back in the day. Right.
I'm with it.
Just like Evergreen, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna text you the link.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey. So Free Keith, I'm gonna text you the link, man.
Okay.
It might be a little hood and gritty for you, Free Keith. I know you're a pretty boy and stuff. I know you want to watch your image. You know what I'm saying? So but I think it's a good community talk. You know what I'm saying? Something we're gonna do for the channel and everything. But hey, thank you everybody for coming through. Man, I'll text y'all the links and all that stuff. Hey Ron, thank you for coming through, bro.
Hey man, appreciate you, Uncle Freezy. You know it.
Appreciate you, brother.
You put your link in the chat. Yeah. You sound, your voice is eerily familiar to CP the Artist.
Yep.
It is.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. That's weird, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I second that.
But anyway, hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here so I can do some prep for that. I'll holler at y'all later. Hey, everybody have a good day, man.
Peace
to the gods.
Peace.
Peace,
All right, y'all.